Hey, Dar, check your DMs.
Checking my DMs. That's nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. She does shit like that.
I mean, she seems great. In that respect, you know?
Hmm.
Oh, this is almost empty. Better fix that. By the way, hello stream. Oh, I'll make sure I get this over here separated out. Oh no, not there. You just ruined everything. Over here. There we go. What's up, stream? How are you doing? So I got both mics. I pretty much got let me put this out of performance mode over here. I got this mic on Discord. It's picking everyone else on the thing, and then I have this mic for the stream, so I don't sound like shit. So I sound like a lot more shit here than I do there because I get up, you know. Amazing, $250 headset. And the mic is shit. What's that?
Are they like actual, like fresh ones?
Yeah,
from, like,
what's up?
An actual White Castle, or are they ones from like frozen? Get that shit out of here.
Wow, I said what?
Oh, what? Mimosa.
Mimosas. Yes. Are they canned, or are you actually making the drink? Margarita strawberry. Yeah, none of that. Professional.
I said what? You didn't tell me anything.
You set yourself up for failure by asking me about liquor.
It's not even liquor. It's coming out of a can, probably 5.0. It's malt liquor. Yeah. There you go. Right? I mean, your fault for living in Tennessee and us not making moonshine.
I bet Misty knows somebody.
Oh, here. Less danger, less risk. You get a giant jug, like one of those sparklet ones, or just a giant glass jug if you probably have some. And you just make mead. It takes 20 days to cure, and you have it for like 6 months worth of liquor. It's not gonna. It's gonna be 17, 18 proof, so it's not gonna be crazy or anything. But it's something you can make in your house. Stream, don't listen to.
I bet Roger knows somebody that makes moonshine.
I can guarantee
bet he
probably
does.
just get you some for free.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, the correct answer was a Long Island, because that sounds fucking delicious right now.
Yeah,
A Long Islander.
Long
Long Islander.
for
Long
good
Island.
for a good 4 year period. I'd only do black opals. Those will get you fucked up more than a Long Island. Oh, let me pull
Long
up the
Island.
ingredient. But go ahead and you're gonna say something while I look up the ingredients. So
No. Why would you punish yourself like that? You know, it's not always just about the strength. just for the record.
That's true. It's also about the flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We get it. You were in I don't care mode.
these are the people that say, "Oh,
I want this to hurt.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have hair now."
Upgrade. Mm-hmm.
Dale's the only one who doesn't have hair. What are you talking about? Oh, okay, fair enough.
All right. So, wait. Are we all back? Are we all good?
Yep, we're good.
No.
What I really want to try at some point is Tokyo tea instead of Long Island iced tea.
Tokyo.
Well, here's the
Long
thing.
Islander.
It has Midori in it instead of one of the other ingredients.
Hold on.
It just does it go
I'm
plus
now into
ultra?
this.
Ooh.
Oh, it's
Gin,
not like
melon liqueur, rum, tequila, triple sec, vodka. Must be the melon liqueur. That's the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the melon
because
liqueur
otherwise
is
it
Midori.
looks identical.
I put my black opal in the chat, the on-air chat.
Will you really?
I mean, it's just like a Long Island. Let's put all of the liquors into one thing and
Mhm.
try and cover it up with sugary shit.
Yeah, damn right.
Wow, that was got me tore up and floor up.
Pour up, floor up. I like that.
I think
Lately,
you
the
just
main-
need bitters.
Go ahead.
Bitters in the black opal, or bitters in the
Yeah,
gin drink? I could see
Yeah.
bitters in that. Yeah, for sure.
Man,
Lately, it,
I should,
What's a liqueur?
Now.
So,
shit.
main thing I've been drinking. Main
like,
thing I've been.
go Vane and go quick.
Jesus Christ!
Jump in for 2 minutes to 7.
can't-
Well,
Well,
there's a
headlines.
window of opportunity. Fast.
Right? Go.
All right. So I'm gonna fucking kill you. All right. Are you? Are you really? Well, oh motherfucker. Oh shit.
Motherfucker.
Okay. So it seems appropriate that last session we ended on a nat 20. And I had stalled out at that point and said, Jesus fucking Christ, let's just move on. And so we can end for the night, but it seems appropriate to revisit that moment. Because to lay out the scene, this is a day or two before the plan. You're going in. When you were visiting the Blue Rise Tower to kind of scope out the security scene of the, so you kind of figure out, okay, how are you going to get in? How are we going to approach this problem? As a reminder, your ultimate goal here is to extract Radar Earthshield, who is essentially a captive of Icarus Endeavors, located in Blue Rise Tower. You're doing this on the behest of Rufus as sort of your first mission, and sort of spun off from Valkyria's meddling. Yeah, go for it.
With the role that I got,
Yeah.
I know I was mostly looking for like layouts and cursory stuff. I wasn't doing a deep dive or anything. With the Nat 20, do I have any idea of what floor he might be on?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know how
basically you had just rolled up into the food court, essentially, of the first few floors of the Blue Rise Tower. Just as a quick recap, the Blue Rise Tower is contains all these different corporations, kind of in a rules-free zone, and it's a trade zone between the Pact Worlds, and the Blue Rise Tower is its own government, essentially. They kind of call the shots within their own compound. So there's hundreds of corporations that have set up shop in here, but the security of the building for the initial, basically the walls, the castle walls, right, are administered by the Blue Rise Association. So your role here was you're just going to kind of scope out the security. And normally how this works is, while you have wireless access to the outer systems, right? It's just loading up the Wi-Fi in a McDonald's. Yep. You're pulling up information, and it's and you can't really do much with it. It's sufficiently locked off that you can't get to the back end. Well, today someone forgot their security patches. And as you're kind of probing the wireless network, normally you'd need a hardline connection to be able to really do a deep dive into the systems. You just happen to find yourself a exploit that hadn't been patched out within the last couple days, and you're just in the security system. So this gives you a lot of opportunity, but it's a limited sort of opportunity. Basically, you're not able to, because the way that the system in this tower is structured, you're able to gain access to the security system for the first 5 floors.
Okay.
And in the Blue Rise Association's systems, you're not able to get into any of the individual corporate entities in the tower necessarily, because they have their own security and there's a different network, all that kind of shit. So what you're able to pull up are, let me just pull up my notes here and we'll go through it. Okay. So first things first, you're able to kind of establish just basically a back door that you can use during the mission that will get you to this point as well. So you're able to effectively just bypass the security systems. Great. The next thing you're able to establish is what the security structure is on these first several floors. To be specific, at the security checkpoint, you can expect 3 drow enforcers. They're all basically belonging to the Zondar clan, which we've discussed Jareth Zondar last session, who is our drow rent-a-cop mall guard, kind of a little bit overzealous. Essentially, he is a exiled nobility, but got the family arranged a cush job here, and because he has his pride on the line, he takes this mall guard or mall cop role very seriously. But he's your opponent. He's the shift leader, or the security shift leader of the Blue Rise Tower, and that you're going to probably end up having to deal with at some point. So at the security checkpoint, which let me pull up that area here so you can kind of see it. Boop, boop. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, so you'll recognize this area over here that what kind of showed you at the very end of the last episode. This is sort of the security checkpoint. Basically, if you're going to enter through here, or as you enter through here, there's basically all the traffic goes in through here and out through here. So, and there's tons of people coming in and out of the first floors of the Blue Rise Tower because it is a trade zone. There are businesses here. There are, cybernetic clinics. There are bars. There are restaurants. There's merchants, and they trade all sorts of shit in here in the first 5 floors. Through here would be the kind of, they scan for weapons here and just kind of do, there's a lot of automated systems that kind of do a quick check, but you know how they're checking the IDs. You're pretty confident you can spoof those so you can get everyone in with no problem.
Okay.
It's kind of, this is just a security checkpoint. Anything like majorly, any major weapons or anything like that, they would get noticed here. So you can't bring in a bazooka necessarily.
Aww.
But, personal arms are also to be expected. This is,
Absalon Station.
Yeah. But they do log everything here. Like if you're carrying weapons, you will get noted, and right out here, there's only typically there's only 1 or 2 security guards kind of doing the patrols and kind of just, being a presence more than anything. That there's a security checkpoint in the middle here, or not a security checkpoint, like a station, where, this kind of initial security team is fine, right? Further in, if you go down here, you'll get, there's an underground or kind of undersurface, transport, kind of trolley, train, tram, basically a tracks that kind of lead towards some of the docks that shipments can come in and out through the building. This is kind of where they end up. And the mall portion of it is further down south there. And then we switch back over to this scene.
Mm.
Now, out here in the mall area, the person presence is not that much. But there are these drones, and you notice them during your trip. Basically, there's these observer drones that they are armed, but they mostly just have a friendly little voice. It's like a little eyeball that kind of floats up to you. It's like, hello, are you having a good time? Please enjoy your stay at the Blue Rise Tower. But they're watching. And there's usually 2 or 3 just kind of circulating around, trying to observe.
Okay.
So that's, and in this area, there's all kinds of shops. If you guys are curious about anything that's around, we can definitely kind of, ask your questions. I'm more than happy to kind of give you some direction. Now, I'm going to,
Where's
up
Spencer's?
here. What was that?
Where's
That's a
Spencer's?
hot topic.
Hot
Oh,
topic there.
there's definitely a hot topic there. Yeah. It's like,
My Hero
Goth topic.
Academia 237 season shirts.
yeah, there's
Yeah, but
there's
Gecko.
Naruto headbands sell, all that shit. Yeah, exactly.
And look at this dildo.
But it's
But yeah,
code B, there's zeros for O's.
So the bottom floor, down here where I'm pinging right now, is sort of like the entrance area where
Can you ping that again?
leading north would be the security checkpoint there.
Okay.
Right
good, I
over
see it.
here.
I got it.
Yeah. Going up these stairs and then into the common areas, you see all these, food court, bank, all sorts of different businesses. If you're curious about it, they might have it. But up these stairs in particular leads to a set of elevators. And that's the real security checkpoint. As far as you understand, as you're going through, it's basically that's the point where it cuts off from being open, friendly Blue Rise Tower to dystopian corporate hell Blue Rise Tower. 6th floor and on is rented out by different corporations, by different entities. Specifically, hold on one second, guys. Let me just making sure I got my notes up right. Was it that? There's my breakdown on the floors. There we go. So yeah, there's another thing of note for security related purposes. Every 20 floors, there's another service and security station, which has another like 4 dudes that can be a call at any given time. The building is 150 floors total, so there's like 6 other security stations that they can call in and get backup at any given point. So if a situation arises, and there's often situations that arise throughout the tower, as you know, because there's all sorts of corporate backdealing happening, espionage, and petty crimes. Everyone's pitted against everyone, and the Blue Rise Association sort of mediates the chaos. Now, you're kind of, as you're going through the system, you're kind of what were your first thoughts as you're going through here?
Am I actually going through it, or am I going through it in
Is
cyber?
this a simulation, or is this like
I
actually there?
thought I was still like, in the lobby.
You're hooked up in the system. You're pulling up logs. You're kind of pulling up blueprints and schematics.
Detailed blueprints.
Yeah, shut up.
So I'm doing
amazing.
my reconnaissance. I would probably obviously just make a mental note. I'm like, all right, that's where we're going to want to find a way to access, but we're going to need some better security spikes or whatever to get through.
For other notes here, you're also it's the 66th through the 68th floor that your target is. That's the floors reserved by Karis Endeavors. A couple other things of note as well. Going through like the security shift logs and everything, you notice that Karis Endeavor's name does come up as receiving deliveries every so often. And you notice that there's a lot of them, and as you start digging through, you realize effectively there's a company called Stellar Eats, right? And these poor locked up corporate drones, well, you know, like the company offers all sorts of incentives and perks, you know, as a thank you for being employed with us. And to those that can't leave, well, that's sort of the alternative. The corporations tend to pay for lunches.
That was the Microsoft.
I'm so sorry, Stel.
Here's liquor, here's booze, here's a place to stay on campus. Because why would you want to leave campus? Just keep working.
Just work 16 hours a day driving these fucking
Don't think about
roads.
leaving.
Why would you want to leave?
Outside.
Oh,
There's no
long
outside.
I fucking love that, Vaden. Vaden, I love that so fucking much.
So, as you're going through the logs, you realize that there's a delivery that's addressed for Radar Earthshield every couple of days from a little deli down in the ring, and great pastrami sandwiches, best you would ever believe, you know.
Synth pastrami. Which, 100% less pastrami business.
It almost tastes like a real thing.
Trying to say no to the mayo man that you want no mayo.
But yeah, there's a delivery that happens every couple of days, and there's one that's planned for, you know, what's interesting is, number one, let me collect my thoughts here. Just lost my train of thought all of a sudden. Come on, brain.
That's right. I should get my vape.
You can get your vape. I think Ren would be thinking, you know, like they couldn't allow a delivery person up through these secure floors. Someone has to grab it at the desk and have it dropped off by an intern, right? They wouldn't be that stupid.
They do allow people to run up, but
Huh.
they do control it.
Understood.
As you're looking through, it's basically when they physically arrive at the security checkpoint, their file essentially, or their contact file on the security network gets flagged, and then it's basically sent for, or kind of, there's an approval system, and then they get assigned their ID gets assigned kind of like an access key.
Yeah, like a temp ID or temp badge.
And that gets them through those elevators that we're discussing, the ones that would lead past the 5th floor. It can only be used once too.
Right.
So as you're kind of processing it, you see that there is a brief window of opportunity where, if the delivery dude, whose name is FaZe, it looks like it's a Yasaki that comes in, some skater punk kid, the description is in the logs, basically says, he wears goggles, he's got like a skate, like a hoverboard, and he's always jamming out on his headphones, but he, oh, what was I gonna say? God damn it. It's right on the tip. Hold on here. But yeah, so there's a brief window of opportunity where once this dude arrives on site, you should be able to reassign that access key with the backdoor access that you have, and assign it to someone else. And you could, and then this gets more complicated. So that's the freebie. You can get one person reassigned and get them up through the elevators. If you want more to go, that's going to require some checks. You're going to have to make some savvy computers or engineering checks in order to basically deceive the scanner at that point to allow multiple people through that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Was there anything else that I have forgotten to mention? No, I think that covers basically what you know. No, do you have any other questions that you can think of with this access?
Well,
I mean, that's kind of the info dump portion. What's your thoughts during that?
My thought around this was whether or not we would try and impersonate a delivery driver, or if we're just going to spoof it and kind of like walk in looking like me. I'm like, I want to be the one walking in. That would be way too obvious. Maybe Vincent? I don't know. But the access codes you would be given were for temporary badge for food delivery. You're going to get flagged immediately. That's what I'm saying. I know we're trying to figure out someone that could. I mean, there's very possible I could try and spoof the access of somebody higher up, but it'd be way more difficult than this free one that we're kind of being handed.
Yeah, so that's that. You get a freebie basically.
Yeah.
With your nat 20, because that was just such a perfect timed roll that I felt like I had to honor it. You can get more people past, but it is a matter that now you're taking a dice in your hands.
Yeah. Because remind me, Vaden, is this person under duress? Are we trying to get him out of here because he has information we need and he's actually an employee?
Basically, the task is, as far as you understand, Rufus has basically said that this guy did some favors for him while he was in the APD. And then he got himself into some trouble. Like, Rufus said drinking, but it seemed more serious than that. Basically, Icarus Endeavor's contract with Radar got locked down hard. He's not allowed to leave anymore, and he's basically locked into a 10-year term. He's not, and that keeps getting extended, and there's also some strange, there might be some strange blackmail stuff. The Earth Shields are a predominant Earth dwarven clan that's kind of parked out in the Armada right now, but that's a well-known clan of the dwarves, for sure. You guys are not a like sledgehammer. You're definitely a bit more nuanced than that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so are we? The goal of our mission is
Your
is
goal
to
is to get him
extradite. So it is to get him out, not to get information from him. So I don't just hack a computer and ask him questions. We need to
No.
physically get his ass out.
Yes.
Understood. Okay.
Yes. So, kind of comparing with Valkyria's plan initially, so it looks like it's possible to get someone up there and get them in contact with Rador. Like that with that access granted there, it is almost, and with the food in hand, perhaps for certain, that would be enough to get you to him. The question is, how do you get him out from that point? Now, it could be as simple as, you're maybe a convenient window and you just smash it out and you have a vehicle outside that's ready to pick him up.
Yeah, I was just going with that. It was like hiding an explosive in the burger bag and just have a note saying, "Put this on the glass. Step back."
And there
And
was
you
also
have
a
the
discussion
layout.
about of the distraction plan as well. Yeah, you do have a layout of the first 5 floors.
But he's on the 68th
Ah, the
or
first 5.
66th
Okay.
floor or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Are
68th
you able to
floor.
get any kind of like what's the word, like almost like a, not general location, but like, can you pinpoint where he is so we can just kind of like,
I can't pinpoint where he is. The best I can know is he gets food delivered up to the 68th floor on a routine basis.
Yeah, there's an experimental lab that's delivered to you specifically.
Got it.
so quick question, do we have a form of communication that's like,
Yeah, you have comm units, and I'll say that thanks to the agency's efforts, they are encrypted, so that, or magically encrypted even, so that it would, while it's possible for them to be kind of hacked into, it would require some serious work to do so.
okay,
Right.
I think this one is kind of one of those ones where we play it by ear, in the sense of, if we can, maybe like some undetectable explosives or something, or maybe I could just carry like a window cracker on me when I go, and I just go up there and I look for him, and I just kind of communicate with you guys as I go. Is there a way that I can have like some kind of tracer unit on me that's encrypted to the point to they can tell where I am?
Yeah, I think the
Within the
agency
building?
would provide that as well on a
Yeah.
request. Yeah.
So I think a combination of using that and then just locating him and then going from there and just kind of playing it by ear from that point, because I don't think we're going to be able to get a lot more information as we are.
Well, I will allow Granny to make another check. I do see your hand up still.
Huh? What? I accidentally did that in the.
You're fine.
I accidentally did that.
You're fine. And then Ross, you look like you're about to say something.
Yeah. So what if we do this the smart way?
Smart way. That's not
Go
us.
on.
So,
I'm listening.
so check it. What if somebody impersonating a food delivery guy
Vincent.
brings up a backpack full of heavy arms? The rest of us have a standard pass, walk in through the front door unarmed, all the way up to floor 66.
So you
Prob-
can't go up there.
The problem with that is we can get through this ground level mall area.
Okay,
Easy
you can't
security.
scope an
Easy
Icarus
security.
pass.
No problem. Once we try and go up the second set of escalators, we have to go through another security check that we're not going to get through.
Okay,
I'm thinking
so-
Shinra. I'm thinking Shinra building in Final Fantasy VII right now with talking about the elevators.
I've got Ocean's
I mean,
like 11 in my
there may
head
have been
the
some
entire time.
inspiration.
If Aiden's saying we got to go through security checks every 20 floors, we're not going to do that unless we roll a lot of good runs. So
Hold on here. Let me just clarify just to make sure we have kind of equal understanding. So the map we're currently on that everyone can see, right? The mall.
Yep.
So that like to the north there was the security checkpoint map. And basically up these escalators lead to another set of elevators that's a bit more secured. Like it's not obvious, but basically getting on that elevator and going up any further, that requires the second access key that we were just talking about that Grindy can reassign to someone. It's a one-time key for tied to one person.
right.
And you can kind of move that from the delivery driver to another person. That's a freebie.
Okay, so
There's also the possibility, depending on a well-rolled check, that he could get more than just one person up. But every additional person past that incurs a greater risk.
Yeah, at some point, me trying to dive this much in the network, I might get flagged.
Yeah. Now, just to clarify as well, there's a security floor or service floor every 20 floors, but that doesn't mean you have to go through them. That means that basically every 20 floors, there's another pool of dudes that can be ready to respond at a moment to anywhere. They're usually assigned to zones, but if reinforcements are called, let's say if there's a giant shit show in the mall, they could pull troops from each of those security floors. Does that make sense?
yeah, so likely we would encounter the troops from floors 60 and 80 in this example.
Yeah, like if a emergency call came in, they converge on that point. Yeah.
Okay.
So, question with the check that I got for building schematics, does any service elevator or giant air tunnels? Imagine a building this size has to have some spaces in between the floors on the side, kind of a la Matrix. You're like, you climb it up the side. You're in the walls.
Give me
Kind of deal.
another computers check.
Computers check coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just break
shit,
it and
that
bust
was-
things up when I find them.
That was a map I didn't prepare. Fuck.
Well, I don't think it's gonna matter because all I got was a 16.
That's good
not
enough.
bad.
No, he was talking about me.
That was an abject failure. That's what I was kind of looking for.
No, I didn't roll a 1.
Yeah. So no, with the 15, that's easy enough to kind of like, okay, so you don't have access to like any of the floors that like are corporately owned, right?
Right.
Like, so because that's kind of an internal network, but you do see other like building services.
Yeah,
And
like
one
they have
thing
to
you
have
do
emergency
note
services or
on the
air tunnels.
80th floor, there is a helipad.
Makes sense.
That is a security floor though as well, but there is a possibility that would be a potential exit point. But you'd have to figure out a way to not attract attention on that floor. But it's also a service floor. I'm saying security, but it's not just as a security floor. There are all sorts of functions that a building of this size would need in order to function. Janitorial services, service,
Cables.
technicians.
Yeah.
Your network administration, all sorts of like ancillary stuff for their corporate customers. So there's a service floor in addition to that.
We're doing a die
Floor
hard.
80 be a point of entry?
What was that?
Could floor 80 be a point of entry?
Oh shit.
Wouldn't it be roof
It would.
entry? Because I mean,
It would
unless
100%.
floor 80,
How
he
much
said,
can
he said it's
airlift
100
carry?
he said it's 130, 140 stories tall. So he says floor 80 has a helipad. Does that mean it's off to
Question.
the side of the
That
tower?
was Guy with wings.
But
Okay,
question:
got it.
how much can air though carry? I carry 2 kids, right? So should easily be able to ferry a person up one by one, flying back and forth, gloriously, majestically, feathers floating behind
And I
him.
hope you don't get noticed. And hope
Man,
you
I got
hope you don't get
nice.
noticed. Listen, dead of night, right? It's dead of night, right? Hey, do we have anything we can buy that would be maybe invisible shield around us?
I mean, I got a hover bike, bro. I don't need.
Yeah. So
I'm
there's
flying us, and that's the final straw, Ren. Oh my god. I have wings. They bug me all the time.
It is definitely within the realm of possibility to land on the helipad on the 80th floor, but you're looking at the direct solution there, which means you'll probably immediately engage in combat, and
Sure.
Yeah.
and it may, that may be a little bit of a scary proposition for you guys. But I will leave that option open if that's what you're interested in.
Yeah, I don't feel like we should
All right, so-
TKP ourselves already.
hot thought. We assume that our target doesn't want to be there and would take notice of maybe direction. So if we do the food service guy route, we go up there, we drop off the bag has a note and it says go up to the 80th floor helipad in 2 hours, extract, and just leave it then. He then does all the heavy lifting. He goes to the security, makes up his own excuses, finds his way out there. We just pick him up and we're into the night.
But isn't he like
Get him a blue pill.
captive?
He is.
They don't think he's gonna jump off. He's a dwarf. He can't fly.
He's not in chains.
Dwarves don't jump.
It's
I did
not.
hear that.
It's not a direct sort of captivity in the way that like his movements are restricted,
Okay,
but
then,
he still has.
then
freedom
wait a
in
minute.
this
Then wait a
regard.
minute. Then why not have Ren see if he has a communicator? He's in the system. To patch him this message to get up to the 80th floor, we fucking fly him down. But Arrow's
Arrow's
like, "Yo, I'm your ride," and then he picks him up and just flies him off the fucking building.
Yeah, I think totally down with that. I was going for the more route
If it's
of
that
old
simple, it's
school
that simple.
paper message, because if I keep trying to access the system, I could roll bad and
Well,
flag,
and that's
so.
the catch with that solution is
Right.
communications are also
Yes.
restricted between, like, there's a reason that both Ren and not everyone knows Sheena. There's a reason why both Ren and Sheena bounced off the Blue Rise Tower when they were trying to do their traces.
Smart.
Their communication is layered, and that's part of the problem is no one's been able to get in direct contact with Earthshield.
Radar.
Well, the problem
Radar.
we're having right now is
indecision.
no,
Some
yes, no. All right, it's actually the fact that we can only get one person up there. So at that point, to me in my head, it's
for
like
sure one
for
person.
sure, maybe two, at most three in terms of roles. Which means you have to pretty much send someone up to extract them, which makes it so it's gated for what the other people do, right? Unless we can somehow hack our way through or bluff our way through, because we do have a lot of like computer systems are one thing, but if you can get someone on your side, you can get everyone in, just like the bouncer that at the club you like,
If the plan is to not fight everybody in the tower, we only need one person. One person goes up, their entire job is to drop off a fucking bag of burgers and
but
leave.
I'm just thinking the balance of like gameplay where it's like, hey, Stealth
Stop
going
thinking
up
about
there.
the gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop thinking about the
Oh,
gameplay. Think about what you guys do.
That's our other campaign.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. By the way,
Anyway.
Ren, I had a nightmare that I was a character in a game and I was put in an impossible situation I couldn't win and died. I didn't sleep very well last night, Ren. Sorry,
Does not compute.
that's an in-game joke.
It was called the Squid Games.
Yeah, pretty much. That was close.
It's
2 years.
everywhere.
2 years of build up for fucking Squid Games. It was brutal.
Pretty much.
Oh, they
So-
won't watch this.
so-
Anyways,
It looks like we
So-
got kind of a plan. Kind of.
Yeah. So idea is have somebody post it outside with the the vehicle. I'll go up with disguise as a food delivery and locate the person using the GPS tracker on me, communicate with as we go, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Just
So
I think
Yeah,
the
Feel
rest
about,
of us-
see what we
there
can
is
find.
there's somewhat of a narrow window of opportunity here because
Ross.
basically when the delivery driver shows up, that's once he gets through that first security checkpoint, that's when the access key is assigned and then can be reassigned. So number one, you have to intercept that driver. Number two, someone then needs to get on the elevator before that driver actually does. Does that make
Thought.
sense?
Let's make this a lot easier on ourselves. We post up either Vincent or Flame or anybody. Post up, intercept the delivery guy, give him like 10 credits, put a note in the bag, and then just send him on his way. We don't even need to spoof anything. He's going to deliver the message directly to the person. We put it on them. Be where you need to be. So for extract.
That is
And
a
then we
possibility.
are no risk.
I know.
Except for when you're trying, if Dar's up there flying around, he might get shot. Or, but,
So that is
They
definitely a
have
possibility.
guns.
Oh,
So
go ahead, Frank.
there's like the no risk of putting ourselves on the line for that, but we're also very much risking A, delivery guy actually follows through, B, dude actually follows through on the note that we put in the thing, because he's probably gonna look at it and be like, the fuck? I'm not gonna risk this off of a note on a piece of paper that I've
this guy who's
people I've never
barely
even
a
met.
burnout, whatever, who doesn't give shit. It's
Yeah.
a 9 to 5 minimum wage job. You give him throw him 20 credits more than he sees in a year. It's like, just deliver your food. We're gonna put a
But-
fucking note in it. Don't open the fucking bag, and we'll give you another 20 when you get back out.
But the
I
problem.
actually have input on this. I actually have input on this as a delivery driver. I have input.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
So I want to be honest with you. If I were out and delivering something and I saw that there was a note in the bag, I would give zero fucks about it and still just hand it off to the customer. I would not give a fuck about it.
This is also a post-apocalyptic space fun for you.
yeah, but
Send the police. I've been kidnapped. Ah.
Yeah,
So-
fuck it. Not
delivery
my problem.
drivers only give a shit about giving the order to them so they can get on to the next delivery. That's it.
Even still though, I don't
Can we
like
take
leaving
up
it
the
up to
security
them
call?
to do all the work,
Yeah, I
if
don't
that makes
disagree.
sense.
I don't
Well, that's what I'm
disagree
saying.
with you.
That's what I'm saying. You can still use the spoofed ID to follow him up there with another bag of supposed food, whatever. He can follow him discreetly, and he can lead you right to him. You don't even have to search the floor to find out where he is because the delivery guy knows where he is.
So what if the delivery guy were to deliver the message note payload to the target?
Yeah.
Deliver a box of pizza full of space meth to the nearest security team and distract them like that.
That's a
You all
pretty
just
good
walk
distraction
up.
for the rest of them. Everybody else, yeah, go up to the guards like, hey, want some of this free pizza? It just got delivered. I'm like, fuck yeah, knocks out
Yeah,
the guard.
mushrooms are awesome.
Free on level 80. There you go.
And Arlo can sit up there just like, chilling out like, hey, I'm your ride. Go. And Superman,
I don't know.
Superman
So
knows
what I
I
was
feel
that,
like
but
we're
was-
just getting into like too many different aspects of this. I think
Well, yeah,
we just
I
gotta
mean,
deal with it.
there's absolutely that. One thing I did want to say is, well, yes, this is the safest option for you guys for sure. Just delivering a note, that sort of thing. It does rob you of control of what happens after that point.
Unless there's that's what I'm saying, to Flame's point, we have the backup. If for whatever reason he reads the note and throws it in the garbage, that's when Flame's right there saying, I think you should reconsider and follow me out to floor 80. Hello, because we're going to get your ass
Look,
out of
at
here.
that point, like, why are we even bothering with the other dude then?
Because it's a cover. And you don't know where on floor 8. Floor 68 could be 1,000 meters wide. You have no idea where he sits. But
It
this
is likely
delivery guy
that
does.
it is likely that security would at that point guide him towards where he needs to go.
Correct. So you at least can you can use him as a mouse, and you can just follow the mouse, find the cheese.
Well,
So
I'm
there
not-
is one. Go
I
ahead.
feel
sorry,
like
go.
following the mouse to find the cheese would be a lot more suspect than just going there by myself as the delivery person.
And again, security would guide you
like,
there. Oh, it's a
yeah,
different
like,
person this time. You got to go this way, you know?
Yeah, like I feel like security would be like, wait a minute, this dude ordered 2 separate things of delivery? Question mark.
I mean,
I don't know. It just
That actually happens too, because sometimes a customer will order something from one place and order something from another place and have them both delivered. That happens.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I've
You
done
have
it.
a choosy wife.
Two different delivery
First
two different
off,
delivery
Buck.
charges.
Those fries.
There is
I don't know.
one thing I want to add about this too, though. There is one thing that happens in deliveries at times, is that whenever I go to drop off an order, the person that I need to hand it to is not available, and so I hand it to a coworker, and then they hand it to the person that's available. So that's also a problem.
There's ways to kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
There's
ultimately,
a lot of different variables that can go wrong, and there's a lot of different things that can go right as well.
Yeah. If you want to put yourself in the scene and try and figure it out from them, you're right. Then you're gonna have to find a way to get rid of this other delivery driver. Then.
Man, all I want to think about is just taking out these fucking security checkpoint piece of shit, and just taking them out and taking them out and taking them out, and getting the fucking 69th floor, 68th, and why was it 68 and not 69? Anyway, because like at this point it's like we send one person, everyone else is like, "What up, yo? What's going on?" For a while, just chilling in like the lobby, having a boba tea or something.
It could be role played fast enough that this could be a quick in and out, and
besides
It
that,
depends
if
on how
the
it
person,
goes.
but the thing, if a person going up on their own, like if it's flame, they're on their own. We're all like, we can't get to them. So if shit hits the fan, it's a 1 versus whatever, and we're just like,
So
Well, this
go,
is-
how can you
go
help him in
Valkyrie.
that
this is
how
this
can
is
you
an
help
espionage.
Valkyria in that arrangement?
Yeah.
Think about how you can help them.
You are our exit vehicle. I'm the tech fucking guy. Vincent or Flay would be basically the spy people going in there doing the impersonation. And Bishwan's like, he's like, what is? I guess is your specialty combat, or is your specialty something else?
Effects. I'm the magic guy. So
that's
I mean,
guy.
I could probably distract the whole floor by myself barehanded.
You absolutely could.
Absolutely.
Very likely.
Yeah.
So if I'm the backup plan when things go sideways, I can distract the whole floor of security by myself. No issue.
I think that's the way to go with it, is just have it set up like that, and then
Doctor Strange over
when
here.
things go sideways,
Yeah.
I'll let Bishop know to, hey, pop off.
Yeah,
I mean, I just don't want
a
another
distraction might be a good role here, because think about how it's structured. If there's a big thing that happens
Reverse.
in the mall floors, then that's going to draw security staff from the upper floors.
Okay.
What I might even do is, depending on like if I get spotted early on, I'll probably just let you know. But if I don't, I'll just be like, find the location of how we're gonna escape, like either break a window or find a vent hatch to sneak out of, and right before we do that, hey, cause a distraction. They all flood to the other area, completely forget about what we're doing, and then just bam, get out and gone.
Well, Arlo, just in case, Arlo's gonna dress in like the 9s. He's gonna have a white suit, a black shirt underneath, like a red tie
We
with
just wanna
like
look
fucking
nice.
with Seren Ray and like some like fucking like painted like gold shit going downwards. He's gonna have some shades
Subtle. So you want
on,
golf
just in
subtle.
case like
Alright.
he needs to bluff his shit out of something. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's gonna try his best. Cause like all he's got is like brute force and like persuasion. So he's gonna dress the occasion of like maybe a big wig. Who knows? So he looks, he's just like he's got the. Well, everybody, I suppose we'll have to go shopping. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, so
He's a prescription.
let's see how we want to address this here.
Like
So-
three
I'm really
variations of the
digging
same
this
idea.
one. I
So-
really
Yeah, go
like
whatever
this
one you
track.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
really
marry
like
you
This
too.
track.
I don't want to bang
take,
through.
take the 3 ideas, roll a d4, and we'll just do that.
I'm
Because we're
down
never
for
going to
whatever.
decide, apparently.
We will return back to that brief moment where Ren did, roll his 20 and kind of gain access, get all this information right at that beginning point. Is there anything else you wanted to do before we move on to the heist day?
I'm trying to think, guys. Should I leave something in these first floors? I don't think I need to, I think I'll still have access to the first 5 floors. I think, so I don't need to leave a spike or anything to leave the back door open.
You can assume that you've basically implemented a back door into the the Blue Rise Association's security systems for the first 5 floors. So you're able to just
some kind of SCADA control,
because I've already made it through all the security so far up to this first part. If you want me to leave something while I'm in here, just let me know.
Yeah, if there's a light switch combination that'll set off the sprinklers or something, it'd be good to know.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Give me a computer.
I might be able to do that remote. You want me to do another computer check while I'm in here?
Yeah, so the 20 gave you all the things we talked about. This is to kind of
to get
insert
the services, the utilities access or something.
Yeah, basically, kind of, or you can set up a triggerable alert or something, so that fire system goes off or something like that,
Excuse me.
Ooh,
I think that's gonna do it.
That's gonna do
Jesus,
it.
do it! Fucking Christ, Grindy.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite of what a
good at,
Grinder.
okay?
It's what I'm good at. I don't have anything else going for me.
Oh my god, dude!
Computers.
No, you're
Team
amazing.
Wonder over here.
All right, so yeah, you just kind of furiously typing, jacking into the matrix. But yeah, so you're able to set up. You basically have it rigged so that at a moment's notice, you can trigger an alert that will draw security to. There will be what kind of alert do you want to trigger? What's in your head? What's the thing that?
This is the future. I don't think they use water. They probably use hadron gas. That basically kind of like they do for server rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just do that. That means obscure smoke, toxic. People need to get that fuck out of the building.
Yeah, that means no oxygen.
These meat bags you're with. God help them.
Meat bags. These fucking meat bags are gonna run, and I'll be fine.
But what about the rest of us?
Well, this is just for as you're on your way out. If something goes wrong, you can flip this, and it is just a way for you to run out into the night in obscurity. You don't want to stand in it. No, obviously not. But
breathe it in. It's poppers. It's poppers.
This is a panic button. It's basically
you're candy flipping.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You flip a button
or wear a mask. Bring a mask into the thing, and bring on a fucking portable fucking oxygen.
I don't have money for that. You want me to have a gas?
Are you worried about hurting crowds at all?
Bro.
Normally when these kind of things go, most egress doors open, lights will start flashing. People will then run for the exits. They're not going to lock down and have people die in a fire inferno.
And now on Absalom News,
this might even open up. This might even open up some access to other floors, depending on because of safety.
Now on ANN Absalom News Network, we have a live shot of the mall where 537 confirmed dead alone today.
Yeah, what do they do for their indentured servants if there's a fire in the building? They just you can't leave.
Well, that's sort of what I was just trying to figure out. Is if there is an emergency like that, then how? Because in this territorial state, do they have regulations to
over there.
To kind of prevent?
They might lock them down in a panic room. They're like, you'll be fine as long as you're in the panic room.
You're assuming this mall is up to code, big guy.
Yeah, well, it's a fancy.
It's an abandoned space station.
Yeah, right. It is an abandoned space station.
There's a
there is a trade agreement
And there's probably, yeah, there probably are. Yeah, there would be, for at least for the first 5 floors. 6 and up, fuck you.
I'll tell you
That's
what,
probably
guys.
how that'd work.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, we're building a pretty good plan here. Tell him to fucking get out. The whole food delivery thing is, and then right on cue, it's like he should be at the extract point by now. We hit the alarm. Everyone panics, goes to the ways of egress, evacuates the building while he slips out, and we go out into the night. Arrow will fly them away.
Okay, so you're able to set that up, no problem. As you're going through it, you do note that by triggering that, you will also likely trigger more observer drones to to inspect the situation, but it would deal with the human element for sure.
Yeah, this is most like, hey, look at jingly keys over here. Don't worry about this dwarf trying to escape. There's a fire.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that then. Okay, so you get that set up, and then you walk out the front door, and you are back. Next day, you guys are all kind of. Airlil does his, suit up routine. Gets himself all dressed
all
up
black
in
leather.
lines.
No, white suit,
Streamlined.
black.
He's
I
going
already
Danny
told you.
Ocean.
I already told
He's going
you.
Danny
White
Ocean.
suit,
All
black
right,
shirt,
white suit.
red tie, gold Serenray, and a gold Serenray chain too with glasses.
Okay, so I'm thinking all we need to figure out is who's going in.
I think there's Valkyrie.
It's me.
Okay, so I didn't know if I or Vincent were trying to do a roll off to see who wanted to go in, because I thought you guys are both kind of stealthy
We are,
spy
but
type people.
He's more of the stealthy sneaky. I'm more of the stealthy I talk you out of seeing me.
Understood. Yeah, if you got better charisma, then 100% you can talk your way out of it. I'm all for it.
Let's just go around the metaphorical table real quick then. Start with Ross, because Ross is usually the last person in these lists. So let's start with you.
Right.
Is there anything you'd like to prepare? Anything you'd like to do prior to this? Any sort of avenue you want to kind of try to address?
It may be worth my time using like medicine, literally trying to craft space drugs, like space LSD, space, spiking space punch.
There you go.
Okay.
What are you working on, Ross? Let me tell you.
That'd be perfect, because I should have the schematics for the ventilation system or whatever.
Yeah,
Bob could make it like a knockout poison or a hallucinogen, hand it to Flame's character, so when he's up there, you can go ahead and just throw in an event, go do his regular thing, and maybe knock out everybody on that floor.
Yeah,
or make him go fucking crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I do have a point in life science.
There you go.
You do. I was just trying to think, would that be life or physical? But you're probably right. It would be life. So
Craft poison or drug.
Just start going through with a fucking auto shotgun.
I was thinking Sterico from Batman with the toxin.
Oh my god, you guys are scaring me. Roll me a life science check, Ross.
Do it. What is up with your music, Vaden? Holy fuck.
Suddenly, Vaden's going to bring up that little thing he was repairing earlier, a little earlier than he expected to do.
Okay, so what are you trying to do exactly? Tell me what you're trying to engineer.
Down with it.
So I'm guessing the best case scenario here would be like an anesthetic, like a knockout gas.
So you basically are trying to kind of bioengineer a sort of anesthetic, like cloud or vapor sort of deal. Is that the idea?
Yeah, maybe like something that a vial that breaks and on exposure to atmosphere, dissipates or something like that.
I could dig it. Okay, with the 19, I do not feel like looking up the actual rules. That sounds awful boring right now. So we're just
going to do that.
Yeah, who wants to do that?
And to look at the the cough syrup.
What I'll say is, like, you're able to basically kind of, you occupy the lab in the agency, which is, still sparsely set up. Like, you're still trying to, get everything up and going. But, they give you full access, no problem, and you're kind of experimenting away until you think you've got, basically I'm going to give you, with that check of a 19, you'll get 2 vials, and then each vial will create a 10 by 10 cloud.
Okay.
That anything that's within it, they have to make a fortitude check, or they will be unconscious.
All right.
Yes.
What's this do? And you two are knocked out for a couple hours.
My wings fell off. No.
So definitely want to hand one vial over to Flame. Is like, here, I call this one Plan C.
Man, you got it.
Yep.
So use it now. Got it.
Oh, fantastic.
That's for celebration. Don't get the vials mixed up.
Yeah, that's for Plan B.
So I'll say that takes you a couple hours. So I'll say that takes a couple hours. Did you have anything else you wanted to do? That's probably going to take most of your prep time, but...
I mean, I think everything else I can, it's more my skill, so nothing I can prepare for.
Okay, that's fair.
We're gonna make this
That's
building
disappear. That's a not bad use of your time at all. If nothing else, it can be used later. So, very useful. Dar, what are we thinking Airlil's doing other than suiting up? That's what you did, Ken. Give me a mysticism check.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Don't plan out your route or anything, or figure out where you're supposed to fly to. Which floor am I going to again?
What are we doing again?
Which building? They all look the same.
I don't know. Mysticism, hold on. Attributes, mysticism. All right.
God, I got 0 of mysticism. I have not missed.
Roll it. Roll me that beautiful bean footage.
That's
It's
20 dirty.
It's a 20 dirty, yeah. Wow, you saw that first?
Yeah, it's faster on mine, I guess. I don't
It
know.
took me a second. I was still waiting. You fucking spoiler, you.
But Sean's over here, that one like stopped. It didn't even roll. It just appeared and then disappeared. I'm like, what's going on with that one?
All right, I got 20.
So you turn your eye,
Don't worry, we're in the church.
you turn your attention inwards, right? And you try to kind of like reach out to that divine connection again. You kind of already have established that it's changed, as you've arrived here in this new, universe essentially. And that's still been somewhat of a struggle, just trying to kind of rekindle that connection, which is there. You feel it. It's there. It's just the energies are different here.
And is it the same god, or am I besmirching my former god?
And yeah, the answers are muddied there. You kind of just get a sense of, what would it be? You feel something there, and it's not, and it, I guess the easiest thing to say would be like, you feel like the answers are going to come in time, and it's just going to take time to really find what ties you here, but with all the chaos going on, you haven't really had the opportunity to really settle in. There's been, strange things happening all around, but you do also get a sense of foreboding as you've turned inward. Your mind keeps going back towards that shadow that you face down in the Shrine of the Forgotten Gods, the monstrous thing, and you feel like that's significant, and it's also significant that you weren't able to find any remnants of it afterwards. And somehow those two lines of thought, your connection with the divine and that are connected. And that's what I can give you on a 20. So yeah, you kind of have your suit up moment. You feel pretty dapper, good to go. You may be still struggling internally, but at least on the surface, you look cool. Grindy, you've done your kind of like initial thing. Is there anything in the hours before the plan is executed that you'd like to do?
He's going to be monitoring the net for traffic to try and track when the delivery driver is within like 20 minutes of the building, so we can get everybody going.
You had the information about the kind of like schedule of the order. It was planned well in advance. Apparently, it's every week that they kind of have this arrangement. But you're able to easily bypass Stellar Eats meager.
Stellar Eats. It's so strong. It's like 128 bit encryption. What the fuck's up with this shit? The delivery service.
Yeah, it's easy to bypass. They don't have much. So yeah, you're able to easily find Phase the delivery Yasaki, who the little rat guy, right?
Yeah.
He's he'll be when he's going to be showing up. The exact order. It's a number 7 from the whatever deli. Backpack industrial.
Oh, that's me clicking on my character.
Oh, wait.
That's fine.
Here's something I can do. You know where you can have something written on the receipt? You can have a message added in there. I want to see if I can hack into it, and then I don't have to drop anything into it. I can hack the message at the end of the receipt, and hopefully he looks at it.
What
But
message?
if not, we already got basically the help me out, guys. I was just trying to say, like, hey, if you want to get out of here, meet at the helipad on floor 80 at 1600 hours or whatever, something like that. Is that good, or
I don't know. Is that good?
I'm gonna go with that. No one else is saying anything.
All right.
Huh? What?
So that message is left there at least. Make me a computer's check.
Okay.
This is to cover your trail.
Understood. Boop, and then it rolled the dice better when I made the screen bigger, because I think there's screen collision. So I'm gonna try that again. Yep, sure does.
I'm gonna stop making you make that check. That's just fucking humiliating.
You are.
I mean, you can just make it.
look-
You can
I
just
think
make
you
it
just
Give
higher.
it to him at this point. Just give it to him. Here.
Yeah, there. Fuck. Just take it. Just take the check.
Take the
God
gift
damn
Your
it.
passive computer's check is now 20.
Just
Okay.
take what you want. Just take what you
I mean,
want.
that's kind of, yeah.
I mean, you could literally take 10 and get a 21. So I mean,
I mean, yeah, you can. And that is something you can do in this
not
system. You can just-
minimize his achievements, Flame, please.
Yeah.
They're incredible though. Like it's just, I don't know. Like that's so many good rolls.
I took this delivery
Back.
service and really, covered my tracks, because the
Just like-
security
Yeah,
of
no,
the security
you do.
service.
You definitely cover your tracks. You basically just you're like, okay, I'll leave this message, and then you hijack their whole like security system again and delete the logs where you access their system.
Yeah, while walking out, anybody who had like a credit or like a tab with them and still owed the money, zeroed. You don't know shit.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm Robin Hood over here.
Vincent, what's your prep looking like?
Actually,
You'll get a message in text form that basically is just Sheena is just like, what you do, and it's a long chain of O's and what.
well, one thing is that that Grinder took part of what I was actually going to do right at the end of his. I was thinking about doing that myself, so that's done.
I love Mean Girls.
But the other thing I was doing, and I'll respond to he'll respond to Sheena in a second. is the plan was to, because I think Flame had said, or Valkyria had said, that Vincent was going to be the driver in this plan. So
you can certainly volunteer for that.
That's
if Brent is okay with loaning his hover bike.
I do. Yeah, you can take my hover bike.
Okay.
Don't scratch it.
There's I can't. I have very high piloting.
Roll a 1. Fuck. Brent's gonna kill me.
If only we had a ship.
That comes later. That comes later.
It's coming, baby. You never get the airship in the first hours of the of Final Fantasy.
Free Enterprise.
We're in the prologue, dude. We're not even Act 1. This is like
talking to the Elder. Our mom is
we
yelling at us.
Are we talking randomizer? Because randomizer worlds collide. Okay.
Look, Garland still has to knock you down. Okay.
You're right.
Not if you get fast. You got a night.
But the
gotta
plan
fight slime
is,
before you fight God.
the plan is to go and see what the best route would be to go out, depending on the time of day that we leave, and what fits in our time frame, so that I'll be able to figure out ahead of time what would be the best route to avoid the most traffic. But before I
like a
get to
delivery, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. But before he takes off through that, he responds to Sheena, and then exactly what I just told you is what he says to Sheena.
Okay, so you kind of give her the lowdown on what's going on. Okay. And then as far as your planning goes, someone talk.
Every time if I'm on the screen and I type, it zooms in on you.
It doesn't zoom in on me. I've been talking shit.
You're not on the screen.
You're not on the screen.
Not on the screen.
Thank God for you.
That's like randomly one of the drones talked in our chat, and it zoomed in on him, and I'm like, wait,
fucking AI.
Did you put AI in this, David?
Holy shit! I am fucking freaked out, guys.
Vincent?
Yeah, Robot Security Observer said Speth 28 minutes ago, and it zoomed in on him. I'm like, what the fuck?
Vincent, what's your profession skill?
Good question.
Do you remember?
I believe profession skill isn't profession skill. Yeah, doesn't it have to do with the operative?
Intelligence. Everybody's got a profession skill.
That's
No,
what
I don't have one.
Yeah. Profession can mean a lot of different things. It's basically so it's a matter like if that's what you picked your profession to be, then I think that's the check I'm actually going to have you make is your profession check, because it's involved in your planning. It's involved.
You have +0 profession there.
Oh, you mean what is my profession? Oh, I have +7.
Yeah.
I have +7.
I was both that and what did you choose your profession skill to be?
I didn't have.
Got it.
I didn't get a choice, as far as I was aware of. So it's just
that's just how profession works. It's fine. Go ahead and roll it for me. We'll talk about it later. All is good.
So it's not class; it's something else.
Yeah, profession's at the bottom of the abilities tab.
Ah, son of a bitch. 11.
Attributes tab or
this is the main issue that you have with this is not necessarily one of like. You know where you need to go. You know what the air traffic's kind of going to be like. It's the middle of the day. It's going to be busy. You know that. That's not really the issue. The issue is more of like trying to figure out the best approach to the Blue Rise Tower. You're able to figure it, but you're not able to optimize it. You know, like you're not able to really plan. So basically, because of that check, there may be like a few turn window where you may not be able to arrive in time without some really good piloting checks. Got it?
I've got really good piloting, so we shall see.
Yep. So basically, you're not able to pre-plan your way into a guaranteed success. That's all that costs you there.
Okay.
But yeah, so then Sheena responds after you kind of give her the lowdown with kind of like, okay, do you want me helping them or do you want me helping you? Because this sounds cool and I want in.
Then by saying this, like helping the rest of the team members or just helping me?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what she's saying? His response would be yes.
You just there's a she sends an image of just kind of red-eyed like anime character. Finally. And then a few seconds later, Ren, as you are wrapping up your your infiltration of Stellar Eats, you get a message from.
I love that so fucking much.
That's very much just like it's no, it's actually the same exact thing. What you doing?
What you doing?
Who? What?
That you receive a text message from Sheena, Ren. That
Does
basically
that actually have flawless on there too?
Yeah, that was my first
old.
foray in pixel art.
Yeah, a good one.
That's old school.
I still have that. I still throw it up.
Man,
How do you respond to your hacker friend? Grindy?
Oh, I thought he was talking to Vincent. I didn't think he was talking to
No,
me.
he was talking to
No.
you.
Yeah,
I thought my turn was done.
No,
So I was-
he circled
Things
back, buddy.
crossed,
It's
baby.
part of my turn. It's part of my turn. You're
Okay.
getting part of it.
Free
I was like,
flowing.
oh, I'm a little busy right now. What do you want?
How can I help? You're doing something
it-
cool. I want help. I want to help.
Would we?
You stabbed my fucking ear, huh?
Would we consider her as an intrusive part of our mission, or is she kind of working in concept with us?
She seems to be volunteering to help. And that's what you gauge from the 50 "I want to help" lines that she just spammed.
Okay. He's like, hold on. Boop, boop, like just kind of like put him on hold. I was like, and then I kind of switched channels. I'm like, all right, guys. So I've got a hacker associate of mine, quote unquote. She's wanting to help, quote unquote. Do we guys need anything? Because she might be able to break into stuff far above even my level.
Sheena, are you talking about Sheena? She spammed my damn phone watch thing here.
Yeah, she does.
I
that
want
kind of
help,
shit.
want help, I want help, I want help, I want help, over and over. It's all over the place. What is
Oh
this
God,
woman?
no! What is this? Yeah, I don't know if
Is
she's
that
trying
canon? Vaden, is that canon?
What?
to. Right.
Is that canon?
Yeah,
course it
might
is.
as well. Why not?
Ross,
So do
did
we
you see this?
I mean, I thought we kind of had a plan pretty much buttoned down, but if she can help out, do you guys want me to relay anything? Do we want her help? I guess.
I take it you've met my partner.
Yeah, sure have. She wants to help there, Vincent. So do we let her, or do we tell her to piss off? Because she might fuck with us, or
No, she's
her help might fuck with us. I don't know.
She's very capable. She would actually really be able to help on this mission.
What do you want her to do beyond what I guess I could do? as
Whatever
a
she can
hacker?
do to help. If you guys need somebody to help you with something specific, like
Okay.
Cortado, order me a
I'm-
space Mac extra. Oh, sorry, I'm still getting used to this. Sorry.
Sorry, that's a wrong frequency. I think I picked up Soylent Green down in the lobby.
Are
So
you guys talking on a voice chat?
she's like, "Yeah, I've been listening the whole time. Your switching channels doesn't really block me."
I can just see like mid-high stars, just like, and so this is how I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
Hello.
how do
We
I
can
This is how
hear
you
you.
do.
Oh,
This is how
You
you
know
do.
we can hear
Pull
you,
somebody
right?
into a party line the whole time.
how do you mute
Oh.
it? I don't know how to mute it. How do you silence the phone?
So, Ren's gonna go ahead and go ahead and give her the rundown. It's like, so our mission currently tonight is to extract this resource from the 68th floor, give the story, or no, the backstory of the plan. It's saying about the delivery driver and the person going through us trying to make an escape on the 80th floor, and then that's, if you think you can help out in anything,
You see a
Feel
long chain
free.
of ellipses in the chat.
yeah.
Then if you see the raw chat input, it'd be like type Backspace.
There are some things that do that. They do the backspace on it. There are some things that do that.
And you see that happen a couple
Processing.
times, and then she's like, "Let me see if I can rig up another distraction for you."
Appreciate it.
And she's going to make a quick check. Let's just see how well she does.
Privately rolling dice.
Oh, does it say privately rolling?
I think all of your dice have been privately rolled, yeah, which is fine. It's Game
Oh,
Master roll
yeah.
behind the screen.
That's not always what I intend, but that's okay.
All good. Yeah, all good.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Sure.
Yeah, she rolled a 21 on her computer's check, so she it looks like
That's not a 30.
Yeah, she looks like she's able to kind of piggyback on your backdoor, assuming you share that information.
Yes.
And she's able to rig up a second distraction that may trigger on one of the other floors.
Okay.
She does ask very briefly which floor of the security floors you would like for her to set up a distraction on.
Guys, I'm thinking 80, right? 80 or 60?
Probably 60 would be the hardest to access, right? Because 80 you can get from the roof, and
That's on, like, 80's also our extraction route. So if we can distract those folks up on 80, she's on 68. He's going to make his way up there.
from 80. So maybe
True, you're right.
on
You're right. It would have to.
75,
Yep,
maybe.
I agree, 100%. You're right. Go to 60. 60 would be the bet.
60th floor, okay.
Yep.
69.
Which floor is radar on?
Yeah, go to 69. Okay.
Which floor is radar on again?
68.
68.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe not 69.
I mean, it's close, yeah, but no, security floors are every 20, so it's not like we can pick a random number anyways. It's going to be that floor, so all good. All good. Cool.
That's interesting, actually.
Is it though?
I did not plan that, but that is fascinating.
That's what we do.
So 60th floor, is that what you confirmed, or are you going with the 69th floor?
No, we'll do the security floor of 60. Yeah.
Okay. And then that leaves Valkyria. What's your prep look like?
Go out and find me a food delivery outfit and doctor it up. Try to. I think I would probably like make up on to look more plain as well, not as. Because I feel like it would be kind of weird for a pretty android to be delivering food.
That's what I want from Vince.
Yeah,
but
you definitely don't want to look fabulous for sure. You want to look more.
I mean, just throwing it out there, we got a literal wizard who works in illusions, so maybe Ross can whip you up in disguise.
Well, I do note that Valkyria is well skilled in disguise, so I think
That's true.
that's
She's
the
good at
check
that
I'm
too,
going to
yeah.
first ask for. Why don't you give me a disguise check and let's see how well you do.
Oh god, I'm suck at disguise. Don't ask me. I'm -1. Going forward. Good to know.
20.
You're right.
Yeah, you're easily able to get yourself a good, what you think would be a good Stellar Eats employee outfit, but it looks like it's definitely like crowdsourced, like gig economy bullshit. So there's not really a standard look. So you basically just kind of come up with a, something that just makes a person think delivery driver. I don't know what that looks like to you, but
Let's do E's and 8, just poor printing.
but I'm going to say you're easily able to kind of acquire whatever you need. How do you dress yourself up as? What do you look like?
I think like the most like just run of the mill pizza delivery. Like I hate my fucking life. I woke up today.
Whoa, easy.
Like 5 minutes before
kind of deal.
Yeah, like
collared, like work shirt, sort of deal.
yeah, like just the I think hair up in a ponytail, but like pulled through like the back of the baseball cap that's the company logo on it. Like just very much like I woke up 5 minutes before my shift. I hate my life. I hate this job. I am here. Take the fucking delivery. Let me leave. Give me my tip.
Nailed it.
She sounds like can confirm. Yes.
I feel that on the daily.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to resonate quite so well, but apparently so.
Cutting deep tonight. Jesus.
Give me a second. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Yep.
I'll pick my spot.
This is really good, but there was one earlier. I meant to ask Vaden what the track was, but it had already changed. Huh? Yeah. Same thing is like with just a Bluetooth earphones too. Like it's just fucks with it in general.
Let's see if I can
Alright,
find the
I'll
track
ship
for
you.
you. Maybe this one? Was it this one or was it a different one?
This sounds familiar. Give it a sec.
They all take a little.
This sounds like it.
Might also have been this one, actually.
It was one that had a little bit of a bluesy beat to it.
Yeah, I think I know it's one of these. I'm still not familiar with all of them. I keep pulling them more in. Cause like, yeah, Dara wasn't kidding. I bought like basically spent $30 to get like 40 different like 6-track albums.
Damn.
That just tons of stuff that's kind of this vibe. A lot of it sounds the same, and some of it's better than others, but like there's just been a ton of really good tracks, I feel like. It's kind of
Absolutely
nice, chill vibe kind of thing. And there's some definitely tension ratcheters for sure, but
because the one that was on earlier gave me just a little bit of Wall Market vibe, just a little bit. No, not even Wall Market. No, something more like Shinra headquarters vibe.
yeah. Was it this one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll come up again. I've just been switching periodically, so it doesn't.
I don't hear that.
This one?
Yeah, I don't hear. There's nothing playing right now. Same with the last one.
Try refreshing. These tracks definitely work better than the others, but yeah, there's still something weird with Foundry. Yeah, I don't think this was the one we were looking for. There's no guarantee.
Okay, now it's playing.
All depends on how you guys play it.
Can you go back to the previous one? Because you had played another one that had stopped it all for me.
Gotcha. Which one? Was it this one, maybe? I'm half considering ordering a pizza or some shit.
That's not it, but I really like it too.
All right.
Please tell me
Fuck you want, bitch.
you got a map pulled up there, Vaden, that has a bunch of cubicles.
I
Matrix
actually-
map.
I was actually looking for one, and I was not able to find one, and I was really disappointed that I was not able to really find a good one. All right, we got everyone?
Graham, you here?
Yeah.
Dar is permanently not here in the chair. That's okay, though.
I mean, that's Dar for you. What do you expect?
Bird. Chair strim, all strim.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chair coil.
Mm-hmm.
I'll embrace the chair coil. Okay. I think I covered every. Okay, no, you got to disguise Valkyria. Was there anything else you wanted to accomplish? You were pretty good on. I'd say you're pretty good on time on that one. It didn't take you too long, so you could do something else if you'd like as well.
I think just making sure that I can procure something to like bust a window open or something like that. That's less traceable, if that makes sense. Like it wouldn't set off a metal detector type thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say that there's a good like one-shot sort of item you can use on like some of these like reinforced glass or like future glass windows that are used at the Blue Rise Tower. But there is a chance that it could fail, so you may not be able to take the easy way out. But it just depends on how well you roll. I think, it won't cost you anything. It'll just be acquired by the agency for you. Rufus is like, make it count.
Oh, it will.
I can't wait to hear the story later. He lights up a cigar in his office and kind of gives you a look, like kind of sizing you up again. Always sizing you up. I have faith. I think you can.
It's gonna go off without a hitch, I'm sure. We have.
Oh, you're a dreamer, an optimist. I like people like you.
Out of character, I feel like just extremely overconfident.
All right. So I think first we switch over to the security checkpoint map. Let's bring in the crew here. So so Vincent is staying on the outside, is that correct?
Yeah, because he's not needed with this plan.
Okay, so you kind of fire up a Ren's hover bike and kind of get into position, start going in on approach essentially. But you're in full communication with the rest of the team. And that leaves, we've got Ross over here. We got Valk over here. We got Airlil. And we got Ran. There's our full team there, other than Vincent. And yeah, so the entry to the Blue Rise Tower is like everyone else's normal experience. You basically start going through, you go through a security checkpoint. I think most of you don't really have like heavy weaponry on you or anything. Let me just take a look at your character sheets real quick to see if there's anything that'd be flagged. But I don't think. Yeah, you kind of have a little bit of a like medieval warrior thing going on a little bit with your fucking suit and tie and
Yeah, it looks like it's good to own land.
yeah.
Seersucker white suit going on here.
Fucking Kiryuing it up. Yeah, I get it. But no, I don't. I don't think anyone would flag that initial security step. The system definitely, like Ren, as you're kind of like as you're walking through, the system definitely, with you logged in, you're able to see that everyone immediately sort of gets flagged with the gear that they're carrying, but the like AI security system doesn't register them as a like an urgent threat to assess or anything like that. So you're all
we don't look threatening. Got it.
Yeah, I mean you don't look entirely out of the ordinary. Like as silly as that sounds, it's not like this type doesn't or this tower doesn't attract all kinds of different kind of people for various reasons. Right. Street punks and rich folks all come out here, and being armed is not a big deal, but
everybody's got a shop.
Yep. Do you guys all go in together or do you go in separately?
I think we should space ourselves out. Yeah.
Everyone's going in individually.
Yeah.
Okay, that definitely lowers the chances of detection. I'm going to make a couple rolls here.
Pulls out a trident.
At the very least, like if no one else splits up, Valka's definitely splitting up because she does not want to be.
Yeah, you do the lone
associated. Does not want to be associated in any way. Not because they're them. It's just.
Oh yeah, I get it.
She doesn't want to be seen associating, and therefore.
I threw a map in there, baby.
Oh, did you? I'll check it.
I put it in the on air.
Okay, I'll check it here in a sec.
Cool.
Let's make this private roll.
So private.
Then one check from this.
He didn't yell "fuck," though. That's been okay. Like, son of a bitch, I gotta do things now. Fuck. That one, maybe not so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, you make it through the security checkpoint with no real issues. Ren, give me a perception check real fast.
Uh-oh. Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perceptive as fuck. Hold on, maybe extend the gaming throwing area here.
And now we're going to switch over to the other map. Boop.
Ooh, that's not the best. That's going to be an 8.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm not perceptive.
Anything out of the ordinary, you're good. Everything's fine.
Oh, no.
Fine.
That's fine. It's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Also, I guess my question is, I've already done my surveillance and counterintelligence, whatever. Why am I going back in the building?
If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you won't be able to assist with the computer system from the outside.
Oh, they've got a shielding for the Okay, understood. I got to be here so they can still talk. Everyone can talk to each other. I have tech support. All right, cool.
Yeah. Everyone needs to be on site, with the exception, you don't know how Sheena's doing it.
Yeah, she's probably got tags and drop boxes already in the building. she can piggyback on or whatever.
Yeah. So you guys have arrived about 15 minutes prior to the delivery guy showing up. And you're sort of aware that's happening. Now, as you walk into the Blue Rise Tower, you to set the scene, you come in with a crowd of people, even if you came to this location by yourself. Just because of the traffic and everything, there's all sorts of different, people and families are coming in to take their kids to the mall. There all sorts of shit is happening, right? As you kind of hit the mall floors, you're a couple things that are announced is, number one, they're having a couple of the different outfitting stores and military armor store, kind of merchants are offering a 25% discount on armor.
On what now?
There's a 25% sale off on military armor right now from several merchants, kind of a, or fashion or, anything of that sort. So that's good. That's being announced on the loudspeakers right now. You notice several different cybernetic clinics and such that are kind of set up on shop. There's a bar, there's a convenience store on this floor, and right now you're kind of just waiting for the delivery guy to show up before you can kind of start making your next step. So we'll go around, do just kind of a round with each of you guys. What would you like to do during this time of waiting? Like, where do you want to position yourselves? What do you want? How do you want to cover or kind of how do you want to kind of approach this? We'll start from reverse order this time. So Valkyria, will let you go first.
Let's go.
I'm just going to move you guys kind of in the central area here until we kind of get a lay of the land. I should mention that you do see the observer drones. There's at least 2 that are present on the floor at any given time. Where the fuck did I drop that? I need that thing for later. Where did that go?
The fuck?
It doesn't matter. I'll find it later. Oh, shit. But yeah, so you do see the observer drones that kind of just periodically going through, kind of checking the crowd. Your faces definitely are going to turn up on it, but as long as you aren't, associated with something suspicious, they're not going to notice you, really. You're just background noise right now. So yeah, Valkyria, what would you like to how would you like to approach the first part of this?
I mean, so we're just waiting for this delivery guy to come in to schwack him and take his delivery, I guess.
Basically the idea here, just kind of go over the security setup real quick, is the first, when the guy arrives on the scene, past and goes through the first checkpoint, that's when the security system automatically assigns an access key to that guy. Number one, Ren needs to reassign that, and he can do that with relative ease. But then you also, if you're going to take his place, you guys are going to have to divert him so that you can go up. And you probably want to take his, food delivery for all optimum success, but you probably get by without it if you can, avoid the checkpoints on the floor. But
I think I'd probably just stage up and wait for him and try to hey, let me take it from here. I'll pass you some creds.
Okay.
Kind of a thing.
You're kind of gonna wait close to the entrance then, and kind of position yourself to kind of prime intercepting point. Got it.
Yeah, intercept. Kind of walk alongside him, hey, give me the delivery. I'll take care of it. I'll pass you some creds. Don't ask questions. It'll never come back to you.
Got it.
Go on with your day.
We'll handle that interaction here once we do the full round. Vincent, go ahead and give me an initial piloting check to see how well your initial approach looks.
Motherfucker, don't be scraping up my overbike.
No promises.
Yeah.
It's not
That's why I
mine. Why
thought,
do I
like,
care?
That's why it suggested getting him before he got into the building.
Let me see.
Yeah, well.
Rolling up like fucking Batman.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, come
My
on.
poor hoverbike.
Well, no, it's not a 1. And
Not a 1, but fuck, it's a 3.
You know.
well, it's a 13. That's not terrible.
Yeah, thank God for the plus 9, or sorry, plus 10 increase.
Yeah,
so
he's
thank God for that.
You're
so good.
Traffic's really bad right now.
Oof.
My pilot. I mean, is it? Yeah. My piloting is your computers.
Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, plus 11.
I got like a plus 10. Like it's just shy, but like for me, it's about the same.
Right.
Yeah, there was an 11 shuttle pileup in that particular air lane, and it's a mess. And they're trying to sort it out right now, but it's a real pain in the ass. A lot of the lanes are closed down, and and just bullshit. Fucking hate these.
Suddenly, Stell remembers sage advice given by Ren. You're on a hoverbike. Go up.
Well, that's the thing, is like there's multiple like.
I'm sure there's just lanes on top of lanes on top of lanes. Yeah, it's a cyber city, so
Yep.
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, your approach is definitely slowed, but like you're not like that far behind. It's just right now you're tied up, and you can definitely push the pedal to the metal, but you'll start attracting notice once you do. So
speed
right
Thanks,
now,
police.
you're just kind of in a holding pattern as well. Ren, what's your kind of approach right now? Are you just setting up in the food court and gonna?
He's walking. He basically noticed like the first cybernetic parlor or cybernetics mechanic shop, and he's basically just kind of plopped right up to the window. As awkward as he can, just kind of like just face on the glass, like ooh. So he's just shopping.
Well, you mean like
one of these? You do not
like one of these? Yeah. I didn't map out the walls or anything, but yeah, here's a little clinic in here.
Ooh. Yeah, fancy.
Yeah. But where at the front? Oh, the front desk is over here. So
yeah, what would be like at least conspicuous? An android going into a cyber shop.
I mean, that's not conspicuous at all.
You got that good shit.
You may not even be somewhat familiar with these guys. We'll say there's a Kasatha, four-armed dude, who's kind of, he's up front and kind of, oh, welcome. How can I help you? Kind of gives you kind of looks you over. Frequent flyer. I see.
Yeah,
we're running some specials right now. If you're interested in some work.
Work or product?
Both. We do both here. Our work is our product.
Yeah. What kind of specials you got going right now?
I had this written down. Give me 1 second here.
I mean, I heard the thing about the military arm, but I'm not sure if that was for humans or biologicals, or if it's just for cyber.
It's for any. You're definitely welcome to take advantage of it if you want.
I don't think I can afford it right now. I only have like 900 credits. Most stuff is like 1,500 and 1,200 that I saw. So I think in regards to what I can actually get, I don't think I get any money. They can go ahead and tell me their prices all day long.
Right.
Banter.
And if it's something you're actually interested in, we could pull it up.
No.
But if you're not, if you're just buying time, he kind of gives you a rundown of like a bunch of like high model, really cool tech. Don't get me wrong. And this guy even actually, he would try to sell you on it.
Of course, he'd be a shitty salesman otherwise.
He's like, he also kind of leans in this like, so have you heard of necrografting?
So they take the biomechanics from quote unquote donors and try and graft them onto living units.
It's an art that was founded from the planet Eox, the Bone Sages, or the Bone Mages. Have mastered the ability to take the undead life, and it works almost as effectively as some biotech. You know, it's less costly, and definitely provides a lot of unique advantages. Would it be something that you'd be interested in? I'd even be willing to give you an experimental package.
Ooh, experimental package?
Yeah, does it just constantly scream? It's like, as long as you drown out the screaming, it's so effective.
It's totally great. It's totally great.
Why is it moaning and screaming of dead souls? But don't worry about that. That goes away.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's no big deal.
Your soul is mine. I'm like, what soul?
Yeah, there was one that I was looking at.
Why does Airlo have like shivers?
Right.
It's like, oh god.
So
Dark in here.
specifically, he offers you a pamphlet that was that goes over a procedure that involves adding what are called shadow nerves to your body.
Okay.
And they're basically, as described, they're long strands of partially incorporeal undead nerve fibers that have a strong connection to the plane of shadow.
Right.
What they do is they allow you to a number of times of day or a number of times per day, you can take a guarded step that's 10 feet as opposed to 5 feet. Which is like a disengage in D&D.
Okay.
Basically, so instead of doing a 5-foot disengage, it gives you the reflexes to do a full 10-foot disengage.
Shit.
Now he's offering you as sort of like
a trial run,
extremely discounted. The Mark 1, it would actually only run you 100 credits right now.
So Ren's like looking over the pamphlet and he's like, yeah, selling your soul for fun and profit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, very much. This does make you undead. It would actually it would flag you as undead in like any security system.
Just because there's a part of me that's considered undead on me.
Yeah.
I'm not like, it doesn't take over my body and make me undead.
I mean,
it's discounted. It's $100. You just have to become a zombie.
He's giving you kind of the hush, kind of
yeah, right. Just eat the hot dog.
It's fine. But
I'm gonna ask him.
He does make that offer to you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask him about any kind of side effect. Because it's like, hey, body's a temple and all that. I gotta keep my mainframe, bug free and all that. So, do you surmise any complications with my current hardware setup? And I beam him over the specs. So he's probably familiar. It's like, yeah, we've done business with you before. Oh yeah, we have your current setup. You think it'd be all right? Because I want to market you guys well, and if this fucks me up, then I'm not going to say very good things about this place. Saying.
Oh sure.
Appreciate the deal, though. Don't appreciate the deal.
We're just looking to get some more testing in these sorts of things.
All right. How about if I'm going to just be your guinea pig? How about $250? But you just give me the $250 and the tech. And we'll go ahead and put this as I will go ahead and give you as the kids like to say, exposure.
So you're offering you would like 250 credits in exchange for us installing a necrograft on you.
Yeah, I go ahead and I will be basically your running promotion. Yes, you get your valuable data to see if it works. I get replicants in case it bucks me up, and if everything goes cool, I pass on your name over through the net how good all of your hardware is.
Well, if you're offering that, let me give me 1 second, and he starts pulling up.
You don't need to know the circles. I can get you a lot more customers if this is legit. I mean, you know my father, Tyron. He's got some connections down there in the lower levels.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
I'm like not persuasive at all, and Ren's trying to be. He's like, my dad's a grifter. I wanted to be a grifter too. Yeah, because God, what would that be? That would be DAR's kind of thing. It'd be, that wouldn't be diplomacy. Or it would be bluff, but.
Oh my god. Am I really I'm trying to decide exactly how much I want to do this or not.
Well, I mean, you can just counter back and, I can say yay or nay. It'd be easy. You don't even have to roll.
Well,
because he's like, hey, you pay me $1, I'll give you $2. It's like, how about you pay me to do it, and I give you exposure?
Yeah, he's considering the offer, but he's also considering giving you something a little extra for it as well. Now, So
we're basically doing the cyberpunk anime. It's like, well, you think you can handle this? I'll give you this one. No side effects, maybe.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh Lord. Okay, and then you just click on the wisdom.
Yep.
That's not doing anything. Base ability score. Why am I not?
Your wisdom is 0, so you're rolling a flat d20.
Oh, I'll just roll
your will save, I should say.
Okay, so I'll just roll a d20 then. Roll and
yeah,
it's gonna be a flat 10.
Flat 10. Okay. Yeah, you don't necessarily see a problem with this.
Giving me something better? Yeah, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Oh, by the way, I've got really bad storms, so if I disappear...
That's what happened? Okay.
Yeah, like, we just had a big... Like, if it wasn't for this, I probably would turn my PC off, because that was, like, right above me while I was out smoking. And, like, Mrs. like, like everyone else, you know? It was a good one. It was a good one. Right above us.
Okay.
You two don't get him above us either.
He flips another page and says, okay, there's some experimental tech that we can really try if you're serious about this. And he slides over some paperwork, basically some release forms. You agree to hold this little shop not responsible for anything that they're offering you. This is provided as is, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you will not hold Hot Topic X6XX in any sort of capacity. It's like, oh, okay, Hot Topic, pretty reputable.
And then he makes you shows you you have a choice. You can either go with the Shadow Nerves that's described, and it's a Mark II, which means you could use it twice in a given day. Or you can go with the Moonlight Fibers, which augment the interface between brain and muscle, allowing you to briefly act with alacrity. As a swift action, you can act as though under the influence of the haste spell until the beginning of your next turn. As a reaction, you can use your Necrograft to re-roll a failed reflex saving throw. After either of those uses, you are staggered for a round. Okay. So there'd be a Mark II, so you could use that twice in a day.
So being able to basically like disengage up to Mark II would be what, 15 feet instead of 10 feet?
No, 10 feet. 10 feet twice a day.
Twice a day. And then the other one was basically I would be able to kind of act.
You act as
like I have
under the haste spell. Yeah.
But
or you can re-roll a failed reflex.
Reflex. But for me, I'm not doing a lot of melee or hand-to-hand. I'm going to stand there, shoot twice, and then that's my turn. In terms of haste, I wouldn't be able to shoot again. Or would I?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
Because if I can get 4 attacks off one round, I'd be like 100%. Because I get two double taps.
Haste is usually some serious goddamn business.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if that's the case, I don't know enough about the rules. Yeah, so.
Yeah, let's find a haste spell. Let's find it real fast. Sorry for the derail, guys. This was unplanned, but kind of planned. But
kind of planned. He's like just buying time to load maps and figure out how to get up the tower. He's like, oh, hold on, stall.
Oh yeah, no. With this, if this was a stall for that, we are failing miserably. Yeah, it's a level 3 spell. Basically,
don't have any spells, so
the targeted creatures move and act more quickly than normal. This extra speed has several effects. When making a full attack, a hasted creature can also take a separate move action in order to move. So you can do a full attack and move in the same round. All the hasted creatures' modes of movement increase by 30 feet up to a maximum of twice the target's normal speed. So your speed moves up by 30. Yeah, those are the two major effects. Basically, it speeds you the hell up.
So I can run around faster and dodge, but it's not like I get an additional attack. Understood.
You do get advantages for doing a full attack action. That basically allows you to move in addition to that. Okay. In addition to doing a full attack action, which has advantages, yeah. It's not a joke.
Sure.
But there are, just full disclosure, as a character in this universe, you do recognize that being undead is not always a good thing. And this would effectively make you undead.
So
it's cool shit, but there is a downside. And it's experimental too. So you're getting this for free and also getting paid for it. Why?
So here's a question that I'd like to know on that, and not in character, obviously.
Yeah.
What would that entail? Like, what would happen with him being flagged undead? Like,
he basically is. He gets the necrograft subtype, which what that basically does is that any abilities, items, and spells that would detect or identify undead would reveal you. Like it would flag. So you're, for all intents and purposes, treated as undead for spells, for any technology that could detect that.
Like if someone tried to do a turn undead, would I suddenly need to have the overwhelming urge to run away?
It would impact.
Interesting.
But also the thing to remember with that is, how common is that?
It's not uncommon on Eox.
Yeah, it's uncommon here. It's like inexpensive, but
it's cheaper, but it's cheaper for a reason. Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great thing to do, but the Bone Sages, they, and Eox corporations too, they kind of, they have a different take on the whole thing. And it's not that they're necessarily 100% evil. It sure looks evil as fuck,
It's evil as fuck. Let's be honest, it's evil as fuck.
Well, the Bone Sages did try, wage a fucking war on Absalom Station in the early days before the Pact was fully formed. So yeah, they're not great people.
People don't like the undead. Got it. Well, I will keep you the deal in mind, but I'm just not
interested right now.
No, at the moment. My dad, he had some dealings in the war with that. And I don't know if he'd welcome me back if I suddenly show him up as undead. But
that's your call. I
appreciate
completely understand necrografting is not for everyone. If you change your mind, give me a call. The offer stands. And we might even have some different things to offer you next time.
Yeah. Huh? No, before I go, this works with Android or any kind of biological?
It works for androids. It works for biologicals. I mean, androids, even if they're mostly made of, metal components, there's still a organic component slightly there that sustains you.
Oh, no, I understand. I was more like, I might pass on the offer to associates of mine, see if they're interested.
We're certainly interested in more customers.
Yeah, more guinea pigs. More rats. All right, thank you very much. And then I guess that's my scene because I'm
more guinea pigs. More rats. Kind of the same thing.
More rats. More guinea pigs.
Basically.
More monkeys. Shit.
All right. And then Airlil. What's Airlil doing?
by the main entrance where he's at, like to the right of Ross. It kind of like he's talking on his communicator, just doing well, I don't care. I'm not doing it unless it's like 4.5, just talking bullshit, right? He's like something he thinks would actually like sound important, but he's there a little, so he's not quite sure. But he has a good vibe to it, you know. So just kind of like
give me
just like a little bit, like every once in a while. He's not trying to like talk too much at this point. He's just kind of sitting there and just killing time for the moment, waiting.
Give me a bluff check. Give me a bluff check, and you're going to take a -2 to this, just because you're not as familiar with the local lingo. You're getting there, but you're not quite there yet.
Serenray, are you there? What do we got?
13.
That's
18,
not bad.
18.
That's 20.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. No, you took a -2 because
Yeah.
because he's the man out of time. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no, you make a pretty convincing case. No one, if someone starts paying attention really close to you, they would start to fall apart. But just on a casual look, and no one's giving you a real closer look, other than occasionally you'll see someone kind of glance over at the wings and go, "Ooh, those are nice."
Yeah, he's like,
Where'd you get your wings? You know, you feel
my
that
father.
question a couple times.
From my mother, you know, kind of thing.
Not for sale. Oh.
He's just leaning back. He's, you know, like with his legs extended, like crossed. Every once in a while, I take a glance at Ross just to keep it on him and see what he's doing over there.
I just realized Dar is basically Harvey Birdman, attorney at law right now.
Yes.
I love every piece of it.
Okay, so you're basically just kind of hovering there.
Attorney at law.
All right, you're hovering there and kind of just chilling. Okay.
No, I call an objection on that. You should know well enough.
Ross, what's your move?
All right, so Ross makes a beeline straight for the bar.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on here.
Wait, can I change my turn? Can I change my turn?
You want to go into the bar? All right.
Can I change my turn?
Yep. You're talking on phone.
Damn it. It's not turn-based right now yet. We're not in combat. I want to go to the bar.
Do you want to go to the bar? Well, here you go, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Can you see it? Is it not showing?
Oh, I
It's
see.
showing.
Nah.
I see, yeah.
I see Roz. I don't see Erlo's token, though.
I think it was just
Oh yeah,
saying I think we're talking about just seeing the map.
if you want to, you can definitely follow along if your eyes are drawn to Ross walking into the dead space bar.
I'll give it a couple minutes. I don't want to take his turn, so you know.
Okay.
I'll sit back like, oh, I see it. I'm coming in a few minutes.
So you walk in, and there's a decent crowd during kind of the lunch hour here. You know, as it, that's the lunch delivery that you're waiting for, right? But it's a decent enough crowd. There's there's some, the music is out of touch here, but it's maybe something a bit. Yeah. It's a bit more to date, right? Well, let's do a quick track change or something.
I want to hit "Think" by Collide, or whatever her name is from John Wick.
This is what I should have queued up for the playlist that Stell shared with me earlier. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent enough crowd right now. This is definitely a place you could kind of walk into and lose yourself in the crowd pretty easily. There's tables are all kind of loaded up. People are drinking. There's lots of noise, lots of just kind of an ambient mess. But yeah, so you walk in and people are having a good time. Do you do anything in here?
Yeah, so Ross is just trying to get a lay of the land, maybe talk up a few people. The idea is maybe there's a relationship that he can push over the edge for a distraction at the last minute if necessary.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe you can break up a couple, or like, hey, your best friend's sleeping with your wife. So just kind of just being passively telepathic, being gregarious, chatting up the people he sees around him.
Nasty.
Dude, you gotta be a thinker.
Fucking
We're not all barbarians.
What would I have you do?
Where does your strength come from?
In my core, sir.
Roll me. What would this be? I think perception is kind of it, but it's not really it. I think what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll either your diplomacy or your bluff.
So
but instead of using charisma, you'll use wisdom.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure, because I know diplomacy is like the gather wisdom, gather rumor type of thing.
Yeah, diplomacy is very much kind of like trying to smooth things over. Bluff is kind of being a little bit more deceptive. They're both social stats, and by having you use wisdom as a modifier, it's your ability to focus on those kind of like social cues, I guess.
Chris, I swear to God, if you did not walk into that bar throwing that umbrella you have on Ross, like the idea of a Namekian doing like a hip spinning fucking umbrella going on is just in my head right now, and it's taking up rent free.
I type a novel on a typewriter.
Yeah.
So how do I put the wisdom modifier if I click
so if you click diplomacy,
yeah.
Oh geez, is it going to let you do this here?
You can type underneath situational bonus. You can just add.
Actually, no. Just roll.
Or...
We'll keep it simple. Just roll me a flat diplomacy.
Oh, there you go.
We'll just keep it simple.
It's a 16.
16, huh? Yeah, you would. Okay, so this isn't like a runaway success. What you do see is like there's a couple towards the entrance that they look glum.
Hey, by the way, if you want to swap the charisma for wisdom, it's +5 to charisma.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm already emotionally moved on from that. So towards like over in this booth over here, there's like a sullen couple, like, both humans. They look like they're like on like a lunch break or something like that, and they're having lunch, and they're a couple radiating pure couple energy. And it's like there's terse exchanges, like there's some boiling over shit. Do you choose to focus in further on these guys?
Yeah, so
All right.
Exactly.
Use some of your Lashunta telepathy to kind of like tune in to what's going on, and it's clear as day that both of them have been cheating on each other a lot, and there's this like pent-up resentment where they want it to be over, and they want it to be kind of bloody because they're just done with it. They want to move on, but they're both not mature enough. They're like a younger kind of work couple that they're not mature enough to end it, cut it off, just be done with it. They need the drama, they need the explosion to justify it.
Right.
And so you're just like immediately like, that's it. I could push them over the edge.
All right. So Ross goes up to the bar.
Okay.
And he's just looking around for like the biggest bowl he can see, and says, "Hey, bartender, send that table there a drink for the lady from this dude."
It's an elf, or it's a kind of like a kind of a blonde elf with hair in a ponytail. Kind of, she kind of glances at you, glances over at them. What is this?
Oh, just call me Cupid. You gotta trust me on this, sweetheart.
She looks over. Cupid, right? Well, you're the customer, and then fetches down the bowl, and it's like one of those like fishbowl sort of drinks,
Oh,
where it's like
Scorpion bowl.
like it's like a party one almost, like, and they you know, mixes up a fantastic drink, you know, some space agey thing. There's fumes and vapors coming off. It's kind of like an emerald green, kind of like almost foamy color, you know, kind of, you know, just filled up to the brim, and just shift over to the table. And you know, you observe like the initial salvo, which basically is just like, you know, a gift from Cupid, you said?
Yes.
Was it? And is it for her?
For her.
Okay. The dude across the table is just like, what the fuck is this? And sparks off, like, they just start yelling at each other, you know, just like, I knew you were fucking, and you know, just starts getting incredibly just like, they were waiting for the moment to want to explode. They were given permission, and now they're just screaming at each other. And everyone else is kind of like, you know, they're cringing away, and you know, it's big, it's attention drawing, you know. And we'll say within 5 minutes, a drow enforcer shows up. And are you just at the bar, kind of chilling at this point?
Yeah, I'm just watching the action at the bar.
Yeah. So yeah, just for the scene's sake here, we'll say it's this table right over here. And so one of the security rent-a-cops comes over. You know, the drow, gorgeous looking man. Not this isn't Jareth necessarily, the shift leader, but this is kind of rent-a-cop. He's got, you know, the belt and the gun on his side. I mean, he just looks very tired of this. This is probably the third fight he's had to break up today over something stupid in the mall area, and he looks just over it. But like, there's a lot of screaming and a lot of noise, and it's a mess. The bartender's just giving you this dead eye to you, like, she's just looking in your eyes like, do you feel good about what you just did?
I kind of do.
Like a baby.
Listen, what you made for them looked great. Can I get one too for myself here?
Oh, absolutely.
From the back of the bar. Holy shit!
Big old, you know. Do you get another bowl or just a normal human-sized drink?
Oh, I think we just get the single size. I'm working.
Surrender Christ.
Nice little swirly glass, you know. Fantastic, you know. Tastes great. Wonderful drink. You have no idea what it's called. We'll have to make up a name for it. But yeah, after a while, there was a second enforcer that shows up too, that just kind of giving his homie some backup. They both look really not happy. This one's even disassociated, apparently. Vengeful and disassociated. Great. So yeah, that's your distraction. You've successfully pulled 2 guards off of the mall floor, which is most of them that are stationed there right now. You know, Jareth will have to resume patrols himself at some point. So good job. That was a good one. That was a good one.
All right, guys.
We'll rotate over to Valkyria over in the mall area. It's been about time. I don't have a token for this guy because I was not prepared.
So headcanon for me, he's just like a super like skinny, like scrawny looking dude that's just like like teenager out of high school, like hey guys, you know, like voice break, everything.
There's a little bit of that. Like it's this Yasaki kid who's like this little rat dude, right? He's got some like street goggles on his forehead, you know, kind of just punk street clothes, a couple of rips and tears in his pants. He's holding a hoverboard because he's not allowed to skate it in here, and he looks a little annoyed by it, but he's got his headphones on, and he's just kind of jamming. He's coming up, and he's got his, you know, like a tote of like, you know, several deliveries actually, it looks like, you know, and he's just kind of jamming, and he starts going up the escalator, you know, not even paying you any heed whatsoever.
I think she would just kind of like fall in beside him on the escalator and kind of like nudge him a little bit. with like a credit chit in her hand, kind of like holding it out like right next to the bag that he's carrying.
Yeah, immediately
kinda give him
notices, headphones off. It's like, what's up, man?
Just hand over the bag. I'll take care of it from here. No questions asked. Here's the credit chit. 30 credits.
No, 30. He was about to tell you no, and then he hears 30 credits. And there's a whole lot of mental arithmetic that happens in the span of a quick moment. Like, oh, I could pay for this, but there's just, but you know, there's a moment of hesitation where he's just kind of like standing there. Give me a quick, this is a diplomacy check, I think.
Yep.
17? Okay. We'll let the dice decide real fast.
Let the fates decide. Yes. Question mark. Roll again. Outlook doesn't look good.
Boop. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, that's, I think the kid kind of like, he reaches for the credit and then he just kind of stops and kind of looks at you like, should I be worried? What are you trying to do?
I just want a burger.
50 creds, no questions asked. I'll take it from here.
You can say no questions.
Thank you. Pleasure doing business, and walks straight out. Puts on his headphones and does not say a word.
I'll bump that out. 50 creds.
Okay. Sounds fair. He did succeed on his check, and that's why he's started pushing back. He actually rolled a nat 20 on it.
Jesus.
So
Deliver guy with morals.
But the 50, yeah, upping the credits was the right choice there.
I was like 30 credits is pretty good. That'll like really get his attention. And I was fully prepared to bump it up if he was going to give me any kind of
maximum. Yep.
I was fully prepared. I was like, you know what? You're going to ask about it? 50 creds. Keep your mouth shut. Walk away.
But yeah, so you're now holding a bag, and there apparently looks like you have several deliveries of it. Here there's 3 of them. And let's see.
Are you going to eat any of them?
Bite out of all of them.
Do you take a look at any other packages, or are you just concerned with the one that you're dealing with?
I would say I would probably take if there's like a receipt on them that denotes what floor it is. If it's floors between here and 68, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go ahead and try to go for those first just to seem less suspicious.
Right.
As I'm going. Because like they might not know, but if for whatever reason I get stopped and I'm on the 68th floor and I have a delivery for 45, they're like, why didn't you stop at 45 on your way up?
Right, I go all the way to the top and then go down. Don't fucking fuck with my route, bro.
Not to mention making all these stops, you also might make your money back on the way up.
So the floors are bunched up. It goes 65th, 68th, 69th. And it does note the particular destinations. There's, for the one that's on floor 69, that goes towards the Aspis Consortium.
Nice.
And then there's floor 65, and it looks like it's entitled or intended for a specific office, because apparently that floor rents out a bunch of different offices, and it's specifically for Razzleberry Productions.
For 69, you said?
For floor 65.
65, okay. I think I'd probably stop Razzleberry Productions. All right, Oshinoko.
That's exactly
yeah,
what I was doing. Yes.
Yeah. I'll definitely stop off there on the way up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess now is the next portion here. Let me switch music because we've been on this for a bit.
Great fucking show, by the way. Great fucking show.
Okay. So here we are.
Yeah.
Do you just make a beeline for the elevator then? You going for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna like, not like sprint by any means, but definitely like,
just casual.
Just parkour and shit.
yeah.
Look at this.
It's
flips.
I have a job. I'm doing my job. My job is to deliver. I'm going straight to the delivery spot.
So, Ren, you step out and you see kind of Valkyria going up the steps. Same with Aerolil. We'll say that Ross is still kind of enjoying his drink in the bar right now.
Cut slides and pans are going over and what different scenes are happening.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11.
That's very much the Ocean's 11. Yeah. We're doing that.
We're doing the slight head nod.
Sondheim or whatever what his name is. I forget his name. But so here's the interesting bit. So Ren, were you planning on trying to do anything else or bring or allow access to anyone else? Or are you just going to transfer the one access key or to Valkyria?
Just doing that to Valkyria. I think adding in more, while it's good to have maybe someone to cover the ass, it's harder to explain why they're there. They're not holding food. They're just showing up behind it. No.
Okay.
Just to Valkyria. Yep.
Okay, Valkyria.
Do you want me to roll for that?
Yes,
okay.
Just give me a computer's check. Just kind of get a flat line. You're basically like, it's very unlikely for you not to succeed this, but I do just want to check. 16. You're fine. You already had it kind of like pre-planned, so it's just whoop whoop done.
Okay.
Sheena sends you a quick message as well. It's like now. Okay. And then so in your display, you're able to pull up and see that there's a distraction or there's some sort of situation has just occurred on the 60th floor, and you can see that the reinforcements requested from the 80th and 40th floors. So targets being to converge. At this moment, Valkyria enters the elevator. Now here's where it gets a little funky. Number one, Valkyria, I'd like for you to make me, as you're just riding up the elevator and as the threshold crosses from the 5th to the 6th floor, I would like for you to make me, what check would this be? Make me a mysticism check first. Mysticism.
Well, I don't have this one trained.
I know you don't. So, okay, that's fair. And then I would just want you to give me a straight up D20 roll. Okay.
Ouch.
You're fine. That's actually perfectly fine. So all that you experience as the elevator goes from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a chill just runs down your spine and you don't know why. And it's kind of a strange sensation because you are an android, right? You know, like you're not exactly wired like everyone, but there's something very strange that just occurred and you're not really sure how to put words into it, but you're fine. You're through. the elevator just starts rising and rising and rising, and it does take a couple of minutes. The elevator stops, some people get on, get off, and eventually goes up to the 65th floor. I don't have a map for this one because this one wasn't actually prepared as much as the map anyway. But you get off on the 65th floor, and there's a security guard there that's kind of looks up and is like, "Where are you going?" Immediately, just kind of another one of these drow guys. It looks like they're all from the Zondar clan. It looks like they all just came along with Jareth. Seems very strange, but this guy looks up and he's just like, "Where are you going?" Pulls up a log real fast.
I'll just hold up the receipt and show him.
Okay.
I won't even say anything. I'll just show him the receipt because I'm sure that he's plenty of fucking delivery people.
Yeah.
I don't think the conversation is necessary.
It doesn't even take like more than a minute. He just kind of looks at the receipt, checks on log, checks it off, just kind of, okay, go down that way. Raspberry Productions, third door on the left over there. Just hand it on over. And you approach. And do you do anything right now, or are you just going to kind of just see what you see?
I'm on 56, right? Or the
first floor is the 65th floor. This is
65th.
The floor with,
I keep mixing up the numbers. My bad.
No, you're 65th.
Fine. So I think on this floor, as far as access to the elevators, as far as going up and down, how restricted is that? So like if I go up to the 68th and then want to come back down between the 20 floors, I can do that without any issue, right?
It seems like the security check from what Ren had evaluated occurs that first entry, right? So you have access to the elevator. It works perfectly fine. There's probably a log that goes on that just kind of records which stops went, just for, that sort of like backtracking. But there's no actual controls on the elevator. It's just that anytime you get off onto a floor that is corporate owned, they usually have their own security that controls intake and outtake. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think if that's the case, I'd probably just be keeping my eyes out as I'm walking to make the delivery for any kind of like access hatch to the outside, less conspicuous window to break open to gain access to outside, anything
as you're evaluating your approach on the 65th floor, and this is to Razzleberry Productions, you do note that like there's a lot more window access here. So it's like you immediately note, okay, if I'm going to make that exit out, this is the easiest way to do it. So you're pretty certain that you have the best chance of breaking the glass window through here, just because there's such ready access. Because this floor has like 15 different like small offices. There's it's a lot more. It's not fully
secluded
owned by a corporation.
Yeah. It's more separated between different corporations, so it's a lot more easy to kind of slip between and be less conspicuous. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a security checkpoint, but it's like in comparison to like a full corporate like owned like intake and outtake, you're fine. Like getting into Icarus Endeavors, that's going to be the more secured one for sure. But like this floor seems to be relatively fine. You approach the office, it's just looks like an intern who's just kind of, from what you understand, since you do have a little bit of a background here, this office is just like booking locations, right? It's kind of local support for any productions that are being filmed on Absalom Station. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you do anything as you approach, or are you just going in and doing your delivery?
Go in and do the delivery.
Yeah. Actually, we'll give the receptionist.
I think before I go in, I would double check to make sure I know which order is which, just so I'm not handing off the wrong one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, why is that was not even the person I hate that. Here. There we go. Okay. That was a culture check. So yeah, you walk in and you drop it off, and lady does not even take a look up at you. Really, it's just like, thanks, we'll get it to the person who ordered, and that's it. That's the exchange. You don't really see anyone you recognize. You don't really notice anything of real import right now. It's just, but it is weird how you fly completely under the radar in this disguise. Kind of empowering.
I think I'm gonna like take a double look around to make sure that, like, see if there's anything like quite obvious that I specifically would pick up on.
Right. As you're kind of looking around, you do note, you see your face on several posters and like billboards inside this building, or in this office in particular, which is extremely jarring because it's not your face. It's the face of a stranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's sort of like if someone had hijacked your body and kind of did whatever the fuck they wanted with it. That's kind of what you're looking at. But you do see like some notes of like, over by one person's cubicle that you can see in shot. There's kind of some obvious like some like merchandise and memorabilia from that time in your quote unquote life. Things from the Courtney Gears show, the sort of like the trappings of that former life. But there's not much here. There's only a few, like, again, this office is mostly designed for like support for, local shoots and that sort of thing. So there's not too many people here right now. It does look like they have been looking for you though, for sure. You do kind of, as you're just kind of taking your quick glances around, there's kind of like, have you seen her? Kind of one particular poster was like, have you seen her to call this, call this number?
I think on my way out, as I'm walking out the door,
yeah,
I feel like I would at least somewhat recognize the clerk at the desk and say her name as like later so-and-so as I walk out the door.
Later Stacy, like, or something like that. Yeah.
Later Stacy, like to the point that she like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And then I'm already gone by that point.
I love that idea. I love that. Yeah, it's just kind of, she wasn't even really paying attention. And then by the time you say your thing and you're out the door, she looks up and you're gone. And you do remember that last glance that was horrified, ashamed, like 1,000 different emotions flashed across her face in that brief moment. And then you're out the door and you're gone. And maybe not even sure what to think of the exchange yourself.
Gotcha.
Do you move on?
Yep. Moving on.
All
Going
right.
up to the next floor. I've got priorities right now.
Yeah, yes you do. The next floor, very much kind of and sorry for the rest of you guys. We'll be picking up. Before we move on real quick, Stell, make me another piloting check.
Okay, let's see.
Let's
Don't
see
fuck
it.
this up.
I won't fuck us up. I might fuck your bike up, though.
That's what I'm saying. Don't fuck this up. It was a gift. It's a gift from my dad. One. Fuck off. You'll never borrow anything from me again.
Fuck my rolls tonight. Fuck my rolls tonight. Every single one has been bad.
Okay, make a reflex save.
God damn it.
God damn it. Well, he was gonna save anybody. He's very reflexive when he's jumping off my expensive bike. God damn it.
I feel like this is him kind of like spiraling, and then he manages to hold on and survives the spiral.
Yeah,
that
you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got a little lucky. So yeah, you basically you traffic's getting worse, and there's like a severe backup in this particular area, and there's one guy that gets really impatient and just guns it, and you're able to just barely kind of do a full spin and spin out and manage to avoid this guy who's just he was very much going to rear end you. But you're able to make a quick dodge and you're safe. That one, dude.
That's impressive rolling out of a nat one.
Majority of my rolls tonight have been terrible.
But after that near miss, you do lose a little bit of time, but you are now on approach, which means that you should be able to get there within the next X amount of time, or not. It depends on how well your next roll is.
We'll see what happens with how it's been the rest of this damn night.
Right. The next floor 68 now. Valkyria, you leave the elevator, and this is again a more secured floor. This is an Icarus Endeavor's experimental lab floors, which they're working on all sorts of weaponry and special drift engines and that sort of thing. And the security here is a little tighter. There's a 2-person checkpoint here, and they do look at you a little funny because you're not a Yasaki kid that they were expecting. And so as you as you show your receipt, and I imagine the same fashion, right? You're kind of in delivery dude mode, kind of. Is that it?
Oh yeah, not even really not even giving them the what's the word I'm looking for? Eye contact. I'm not even giving an eye contact, just holding up the receipt I'm here, fucking tell me who to give it to.
And this particular security guy, who is this is a Lashunta, who's got a more a skin tight sort of armor, and a blade at the side and a pistol at the other side, and they're just looking at the file, or looking at the log, looking at you, and it's like, where'd the kid go? What happened to him? And give me a bluff check.
I think I would be like, oh, he called in sick today, so I had to take
Yeah.
his fucking rep.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Called in drunk. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, okay. He just nods. Yeah. Well, I hope he's all right. And then, gives, and I'll escort you over to the lab. You can find your way back out. Don't go anywhere we don't let you into, okay? And starts walking you down a hall. This is definitely, there's less window access here for sure. But he leads you to a little hallway. This little Valkyria over here. And yeah, there's Are you able to see here? Is it the right scene? Or tokens? Token vision enabled? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Okay. But yeah, there's a security guy kind of walks you over to the door and kind of lets
I can't
you
see
in.
shit, dog.
You can't see
Yeah,
it?
it's all black. It's all black.
Should be able to see.
It's all black.
Let me double check. And token vision right there. Save. You aren't able to see it all? Really?
Icar's endeavors,
Yep.
experimental and stuff. Yeah,
That's it?
not seeing anything. Unless I need to
How
see
about that?
way out. No, just
Oh,
a black
man.
square. A giant black square.
Weird. Why aren't you loading, buddy? What'd you do wrong?
What did you do, Ray?
No, that's right. So what the fuck? Let's switch. We'll do a quick circle jerk here. Boop.
There it
And
is.
that's
That's a bar.
try again. Any change?
You do not own a token with vision in the scene.
Valkyria
Yes, I'm
should be accessible.
I mean-
oh no.
I
It's
don't
not my
know.
token, man.
I did notice there's, I don't know, there's 2 reds on the scene. I didn't know if that was screwing anything up.
Vision. Detection mode.
Vision enabled.
There
we
we
go.
go. Look at that hot shit.
Your token was not set up with vision enabled, which is goofy, but you probably haven't been in a proper fight for us to notice it, so.
That's very
Yep. That's what it was.
true. That's very true.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we got that sorted out. Anyway, so basically, yeah, you're kind of led to this point, and then like there's a door over to at the end of the hall there. Go in there. He'll be there. And then he goes and returns back. So as you approach, you can kind of see through the windows there, and there's this little blonde bearded dwarf, and he's got there's like there's another dwarfy dude next to him, and he's kind of like a bit more black bushy hair, but he's got a suit on, you know, he looks a bit more proper. Radar does not look like he gives a shit. Like he's wearing like like a stained red shirt, and you know, kind of it looks like he was barely willing to put on pants this morning, which, you know, many of us can relate to. But yeah, you can approach the door, and you know, it slides on open.
Oh, look at that.
And he kind of looks over. Yeah, what's up? Tapping away at a keyboard, looking through results.
I think she'll walk in and she'll offer out the bag. She's like, "I've got your delivery here for your food."
Oh, thank God.
And then I think she would kind of reach behind and close the door behind her and look around real quick to see if there's any kind of like audio and or visual surveillance.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Smirt.
Before she starts saying anything.
You should really check the total.
Woo! I'd almost
Look
hit
at
a
that.
10. I was like,
Yeah, right? I'm like, oh, God, no.
You case the room real quick, and you do notice that there is definitely a camera there was a camera down the hall for sure. And then there was also one set up over here, and you think you saw an approach one that was set up in here, but doesn't have access to the front. So really just this guy over here.
I think she would probably step in a little bit closer and lower her voice
Okay.
to where the other guy wouldn't be able to pick up on the conversation, but it's loud enough that he can hear.
Yeah.
She's like,
We'll say the other guy's kind of like he's tinkering with something in here. It looks like in these cases, there's some sort of experimental equipment. In particular, this particular lab is definitely high energy, like lasers and shit like that, like Starship grade sort of stuff. and so he's making some tweaks to some sort of equipment over there. You're not really paying much attention. He overheard, delivery, and he is back and doing his shit. So Rador is kind of like barely paying attention to you at this point. He's just kind of, oh, thank you. And immediately diving back into his kind of work, not paying you too much attention right now.
So she'll be like, listen, I've got an opportunity for you. I understand this isn't the most ideal situation to be stuck in. Got an opportunity for you. Listen, meet me down on the 65th floor after I leave, and I'll get you out of here, and we'll make sure that you're free and clear, and no one will know you're gone.
The security, he just keeps tapping away, but like he starts kind of like speaking low. He says, "The security here is not going to let me pass through their checkpoint on this floor. So I need a distraction if you're going to get me to that elevator."
I can handle that. Just let me know when you're ready to move, and as soon as I leave this room, I'm going to start the distraction. And then you meet me down on the 65th floor. I have a vehicle waiting. We're going to break out of a window and get the fuck out of here.
Music to my ears. Are you a friend of Rufus?
Yes.
Oh, thank fuck. Oh, yeah, this sandwich is going to be great. Cannot wait to dig in.
She nods, turns around, walks out the door, keys into the earpiece. Ross, set it off.
All right, we switch scene over to Ross in the bar. Yeah, I'm assuming you have finished your drink at this point.
Yeah, I finished the drink, paid my check.
Yeah, the fight is still ongoing. Like, there's still a full screaming match going. There's a crowd now that is kind of like, everyone's lunch entertainment has been arranged for the day. They are enjoying it, and they're going to tell their coworkers about it later. This is going to be a drama point for many offices.
So, hey, maybe I'll take a quick look around. Maybe there's some access passes just lying out in open space, or, any targets of opportunity, anything.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Sure.
Oh, there it goes. 8. Look, yeah.
There just so happens to be a couple, there's a temporary access pass that someone has left by. It's some guest that's, to one of these corporations. You're not sure which right off just from a glance, but, it's kind of one of those, lanyard sort of deals, around, maybe like a, kind of a space agey one. So it's like, laser, lanyards or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, something the team maybe we can rewrite later. So,
yeah. You noink that, Not sure where it goes, but it'll probably get you through the elevators at least.
Yeah. So, I'll follow my part of the plan. Trigger the spike on 5 and just head for the exit.
Okay. So, spike on. Explain that again real quick. What was your plan?
Wasn't my part the trigger the thing that was set up in the.
The first floor
I thought that's what he meant when he said, "Hey, Ross, set it off." I thought that's exactly what he was referencing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Unless it isn't.
Nope, that's exactly whatever distraction you've got set up. Fucking, it's go time.
All right,
so let's remove a couple of you guys from the field here real quick. Actually, no, Ren was over there. You're not here anymore.
No, there's 2 of me on there.
Yeah, you're gone now.
Oh, okay, the other one's gone. Okay. Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, so basically what happens is that in the mall floors, a siren goes off, kind of spinning red lights and flashing, an emergency is underway. Please, please orderly proceed to the nearest exit. Stop and collect your loved ones. Please exit in an orderly fashion, kind of over and over again. You see, for those that are kind of in that lobby area, you see kind of this like Segway kind of, or hover Segway, I should say, kind of, lifting up and kind of floating around. And there's a slightly overweight but still gorgeous looking drow with a megaphone. All right, folks, you heard the announcement. Everyone to clear out. There's a potential gas leak. Everyone out. And he's gonna make actually a quick check here just to see how savvy he is. How good, how on the ball is he today? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
It's the same game.
That was a nat 20.
Hot damn, Jareth.
So Jareth, being overachiever as fuck, is also looking around very suspiciously, trying to see if he can find anyone suspicious, and his eyes lock on Airlo.
No shit. He was not around to defend himself.
So, oh yeah, he's not even here, is he, right now?
Oh, where'd he go?
I mean, he's supposed to be here, but I know he's out there watching the storms because his
Yeah.
internet's clearly working. His power's still on.
He was also saying something about his stomach. Like he said something in a Dreamcall and Dragon channel.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We'll focus on that exchange here in just a second here, because, let's see here. So, yeah, we'll switch back over to Valkyria then, real quick. Actually, before that, Ross, once you kind of triggered that command that was set up in advance, what's your plan? Are you just getting the fuck out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna casually go with traffic and just walk straight out the front door.
Yeah, there's nothing more really for your part of the plan, so you've done your thing. You just walk on out, all smooth as can be. As you kind of leave the bar, and as you're kind of crossing away from the from that like bank of elevators, I'm going to give you the check that Valkyria missed. Roll me a mysticism check. Your chances of getting this are really low from here.
Ooh. 25.
That's a 19, so...
+6.
So
I think he's doing a negative or something against it. I don't know.
So, I'm counting the raw die value when I say it as a 19. So your eyes keep getting drawn back to that set of elevators, and there's something that your particular set of talents is kind of resonating with, because your whole mystical thing is you are attuned to kind of like these other dimensions, and sometimes you can see the future, and sometimes you can feel intentional manipulations, and there's something going on here where you think there might have been another layer of security or some sort of thing going on that hadn't necessarily been triggered, but you feel like an overlapping dimension as you look over in a set of elevators. Like it's almost like there's a second like pathway it's taking. And you just get that kind of like sense of like, because you're so attuned to that sort of magic, you sense that distortion. Like there is a dimensional distortion that is occurring in this tower, and it's kind of just like, it's it's not like this is necessarily out of the ordinary. Like, this sort of stuff is what you're trained to see. You're able to see these weird, like, manipulations of, the lines between realities. And someone is definitely employing that sort of, like, magic here for some sort of purpose. And you're not sure whether it's experimental. It seems very intentional, though. Does that make sense? Like, I know I'm very vaguing it up here, but you're kind of picking up a...
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so is this like, maybe it's a company here is maybe doing some kind of magical encryption, or is something, or like, is there another hired spellcaster protecting something, or... Yeah, okay. So I don't know, with Space Blart kind of on the prowl, I don't know if it's worth really investigating, maybe with the tech magic.
Right now,
going right out the door.
Right now, the timing is like, there's not really much to be done. This is more just like, something you notice on your way out more than anything, that there's this weird interdimensional magic that's being applied here, and you're not sure to what end necessarily.
Okay.
Out of character, that's why I had Valkyria roll a flat D20 on the way up. It could have gone weird.
Yeah.
I was just curious if it would or not. But yeah, so back up at Valkyria's floor then, on the 68th floor. As you're exiting the lab, what's your move? What's your play? Because Rador got the message, and it looked like he's already, like, as you're leaving, is like, all right, I need to hit the head real quick. I'll be right back. And starts kind of making a slow path out. What's your play on your way to the security checkpoint?
I think so first off, a little bit of like a retcon. When I was on the 65th floor, I would have told fucking mind blank, dude.
Receptionist?
Vincent to stage on the 65th floor.
Okay.
For the escape, so he's ready out there. And I would just calmly, like normal, like, back to my fucking job again.
Yeah.
Just fucking whatever. I don't really realize what's going. Like, are the announcements reaching up here for the as far as like intercom?
You do hear kind of like a kind of a little chime, and on one of the monitors you see there has been an incident on floor 3. Please do not enter the public areas until further notice.
I think she would just kind of give it a look and then just keep heading for the elevator to go down 65.
Okay. So yeah, did you want to try to arrange a distraction for Radar on the 68th here so he can exit the elevators, or what was your plan there?
What was the thing that Ross gave me? I mind blanked on that.
Like the vial of knockout gas.
Yeah,
Vial of knockout gas.
Yeah, basically knockout gas. Yep.
I think as I would head.
Oh my god, that would be perfect.
If they're not already leaving the area to go and deal with the situation, I think I would just, as I go to step into the elevator, I'll toss it onto the ground and just kind of hope that he like picks up on it and is like, oh, maybe I should probably not breathe this as he's passing through, and just drop it and then hit the button for the elevator to go down to 65.
Perfect.
Watch him be really, really dumb.
I cannot. That was perfect. Like, I didn't even think of like
Ocean's 11 right now, dude.
Right.
I didn't even think that, like, oh, you're not gonna find a use for that knockout gas. I'm gonna let you do it, but fuck, dude, fucking brilliant. Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It's too perfect. It's too perfect for how that lined up. It's just, yeah. So you just kind of stroll on out. You get into the elevator, and just before it closes, fling. It shatters. This gas expands rapidly and fills the 10 by 10 foot space that's right around the security checkpoint, and the two guards just they just drop. They're just out. I'm not even gonna make a check for it. I like it too much.
And I think as he's coming in, he'd probably like spot them, like knock the fuck out. Probably be like, oh yeah.
He just walks out, sees it, it's like, damn, she's good, and and just walks into the elevator. And are you waiting for him? Or are you waiting for him at the 65th?
I think I would be waiting for him. How quickly? Like, would I catch sight of him as I'm stepping into the elevator, of him following me, or is he far enough behind that I wouldn't?
I think he's rounds the corner just as you're kind of like, as the doors reopen for you to confirm what happened, or something like that, where it's like, I think.
Like, if he's close enough behind me that I would like see him coming as I would go to close the elevator,
we'll just
I would wait for him. If not, then I just wait for him on the 65th.
Yeah, he kind of rounds the corner, sees you, and just books it right into there. Kind of holds his breath real quick, kind of covers his face as he kind of crosses through, gets into the elevator. You guys drop down to the 65th floor. And as you step out, there's that one security guard he's barely even looking up, or he kind of barely even looks up, looks back down to his work, and what's your destination? Wait, and he looks back.
I forgot to get my tip earlier. I need to go back and get it from them.
Oh, okay. Make bluff check.
Bluff check.
Not great, but it's not bad.
16. 14.
I don't know why. It's because I have your token selected. That's why I keep saying that. Either way, 2-point difference. He goes, oh, okay. And kind of just, he questions it, but he doesn't really care. He's got what
don't care.
I don't care that much.
Yep.
And you walk back, down that same path, and but Radar's right behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, so he kind of looks up, and what do you want? And Radar, he is like, I need to use the head, and starts just moving past, and that sort of like, I need to shit kind of body language.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do 19 versus 16, and he's like, the guy is just like, you go, yep, you do your thing, have fun, hope it comes out okay, kind of thing. And you make it to the window. So, Stell, give me one last piloting check.
Oh, God.
And see if the timing works out right. But so far, without incident. That's good enough.
Oh, gosh.
So Valkyria, you pull out your glass shattering device and kind of prep it against the well secured like space age glass of this building. But this floor was definitely designed with like smaller corporations at mind, which means that they skimped on them on certain amenities and resources, and definitely went for the cheaper bidder on the build out for these floors. The glass is not that high quality. But I will ask you to make me
Probably a strength check, which I'm garbage at.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be strength necessarily. Is there a tech related sort of?
We can sort
Maybe
of
like
hear you,
a-
Nora.
Pull your mic closer to your face.
I think sleight of hand. Let's try sleight of hand. Because I think it'd be the manipulation of this device. I don't think it'd be